A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents X minus 1. Tonight, gray flannel armor. Now, X minus 1 and part 1 of gray flannel armor.
My name is Thomas Hanley, and my case history is of particular interest to anthropologists, sociologists, and students of the bizarre. In its humble way, it serves as an example of one of the more obscure mating customs of the late 20th century. To begin with, I own several gray flannel suits and many slim neckties with regimental stripes. Millions of us roam the streets of our great cities, footsteps firm and hurried, eyes front, voices lowered, dressed to the point of invisibility. But inside, I fairly seethed with romantic ideas of swinging cutlasses, of beautiful damsels, their hair shimmering in the moonlight. In short, let's face it, I was a romanticist. But romance is a commodity difficult to come by in the great cities. Life is too impersonal, too busy, too standardized. This particular Friday night, I returned from my office to my one-room apartment and prepared to face another long, dull weekend. Then the doorbell rang.
Good evening, Mr. Hanley.
If you're collecting for something, come back after payday.
My friend, I am Joe Morris, a representative of the New York Romance Service. Main offices in the Empire State Building and branches in all 5 boroughs, Westchester and New Jersey.
You must have the wrong party.
Oh, no, Mr. Hanley. We're out to serve lonely people, and that means you. Don't deny it now. Why else would you be sitting home on a Friday night?
Well, the fact is...
You're lonely, and it's our business and our pleasure to serve you.
Serve me with what?
A bright, sensitive, good-looking fellow like yourself needs girls.
Girls?
Nice girls. Now, these young ladies I was referring to, Mr. Hanley, are not, professionals. They are sweet, normal, romantically inclined young ladies. But they are lonely. There are many lonely girls in our city, Mr. Hanley.
Oh, yes, I suppose there are. Funny, you never think of it that way. I mean, if you're not a girl.
True. Now, the purpose of the New York Romance Service is to bring young people together under suitable circumstances.
Oh, I see. A kind of, you'll pardon the expression, a kind of friendship club?
I should say not. We at the New York Romance have done what should have been done years ago. We have applied scientific precision and technological know-how to a thorough study of the factors essential to a successful meeting between the sexes.
Factors? What factors?
The most vital ones, my friend, are spontaneity and a sense of fatedness.
Oh, well, spontaneity and fate are contradictory terms.
Certainly. Romance, by its very nature, must be composed of contradictory elements. We have graphs to prove it.
Are you saying that you sell romance?
The very article. The pure and pristine substance itself. Mind you, I didn't say love. I didn't say common animal passion. I said romance. The missing ingredient, Mr. Handley, in modern society. The spice of life. The vision of all the ages. That is what we sell.
Very interesting. If I'm ever in the market, I'll get in touch with you.
Oh, just a minute, sir. Try our system for a few days, absolutely free of charge. Here. Put this in your lapel.
Oh? Well, what is this thing? It looks like a small transistor radio with a tiny video eye.
As it happens, it is a small transistor radio with a tiny video eye.
Oh? What does it do?
You'll see. Just give it a try. Remember, romances sponsored by our firm are fated, spontaneous, aesthetically satisfying, and morally justifiable.
Well, all right, Mr. Morris. I'll accept the free trial offer. Wear this in my lapel, you say?
In the lapel.
Oh, all right. There it is.
Happy romance, Mr. Handley.
You're listening to The Gray Flannel Armor, tonight's attraction on X-1. Now X-1 brings you Act 2 of Gray Flannel Armor.
After Joe Morris left me, I took off my gray flannel jacket and examined the small device attached to my lapel. It had no knobs or controls. It didn't seem to do anything at all. I shrugged, put my jacket on again, tightened the Windsor knot in my tie, and went for a walk. It was a clear, cool night. Like most nights in my life, it was a perfect time for romance. Around me lay the city, infinite in its possibilities and rich in its promise. But it was devoid of fulfillment. Nothing ever happened. I passed lighted apartment buildings and thought of the women behind the high blank windows, looking down and seeing a lonely walker on the dark streets. Wondering about me, maybe, as I was wondering about them.
Nice to be on the roof of a building, to look down on the city.
Huh? Who said that? I wonder... Oh, sure. This transistor thing. Hey, what was that you said about a roof? Oh, I guess it isn't two-way. Well, it's not a bad idea, though. Would be kind of pleasant to look down on the city life.
No. Not that one.
Well, what's wrong? Oh, sure. Wrong building. You mean this one over here? Oh, no answer again. Well, it must be the right one this time. At least I hope so. I walked into the lobby, and I remember thinking how you had to hand it to New York romances. They seemed to know what they were doing. I took the self-service elevator to the top floor. From there, I walked up a flight of stairs to the roof. Well, the air smells good up here, at least.
No, not that side. The west side.
Okay. I hope you know what you're doing. I certainly don't. This turns out to be some sort of joke. Oh.
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intrude.
You're not intruding.
Well, I didn't see you at first there in the shadows.
I know.
The lights. Mention the lights.
Those lights. The lights of the city down there. They're beautiful.
Yes, like a great carpet of stars, or spear points in the gloom.
like sentinels keeping eternal vigil in the night.
Like sentinels, keeping eternal vigil in the night.
Take her in your arms.
Take her...
What?
Oh, nothing. Nothing, a mistake. Come here to me.
Yes. Yes.
As she was melting in my arms, I caught sight of the small transistor set pinned to her shoulder strap. The one exactly like the one in my lapel. You can't help feeling a little odd about a romantic meeting set up and sponsored by transistor radios. I could visualize a million young men in gray flannel suits roaming the streets in response to barely heard commands from a million tiny radios. I tried to forget my doubts. The next night I took another walk and found myself in a slum section of the city. I decided I'd made a mistake and started to turn around.
Why not walk on?
You want me to walk down this alley? Oh, well. Oh, good night. Two mothers after a girl. I better look for a policeman.
Why do that? You can handle them.
No, a policeman would do a lot better.
No, you must do it now.
But there's two men. They're probably armed.
You can do it.
Well, here goes. Oh, you know. Now, wait a minute. You rats! Oh, there! Take that! That'll teach you to harm a helpless girl.
You saved me. You saved my life.
I had to come.
I had to come.
Yes, I know.
Take her in your arms.
Yes, I know. I swept her into my arms and we embraced there in the darkened alleyway. As I held her close, my cheek brushed a shining jewel in her raven black hair. I had to look twice to recognize it, but sure enough, it was a tiny transistor receiver just like mine. I was suddenly angry. Oh, the girl was lovely, there was no denying that. And the circumstances were undeniably romantic until you realized that it was all a kind of cheap play. Faded and spontaneous, that was a joke. Angrily, I tore the transistor from my lapel and threw it into the nearest garbage can. I stalked away into the night, hardly realizing where I was going. I didn't really wake up until I reached the waterfront. I stood there looking at the oily black water and let the brackish-scented breeze fan my face. And then, unexpectedly, I was aware of another person nearby. The moon slid from behind a cloud and her auburn-tinted hair caught its light and held it for a moment. She turned her face toward me with frank curiosity. At this time, there was no transistor radio to throw me a cue. I didn't need one. It's a nice night.
Maybe not.
The beauty is there, if you care to see it.
What a strange thing to say.
Is it? Is it really so strange? Is it strange that I'm here at this very moment, and that you're here too?
Perhaps not. No, perhaps not.
Let me look at you. Oh, you're really beautiful, you know.
Am I?
You know you are. Oh, you're lovely.
Do you really like me?
Like you. If I could only tell you.
Oh, I'm so glad. You see,
I'm your free introductory romance, given you as a sample by Greater Romance Industries.
What?
With home offices in Newark, New Jersey. You see, only our firm offers romances which are truly spontaneous and fated.
Spontaneous and faded?
Due to our technological researches, we are able to dispense with such clumsy apparatus as transistor radios and... Sir? Where are you going?
I was sick and disgusted. After that, there were several other attempts to get in touch with me, but I ignored them. I wanted no more to do with the romance game. In a couple of days, I called up a twittering aunt of mine, and she arranged a blind date for me with the daughter of one of her oldest friends. The blind date was a nice, friendly girl with plain, mousy brown hair. We were introduced in my aunt's living room, and we sat out on her sun porch and talked.
So you're Tom Hanley.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Your aunt has told me a lot about you. You work in advertising, don't you?
Yes, that's right. Madison Avenue.
Oh, I think that's thrilling. Advertising, I mean. It's such an interesting field.
Well, we like to think so.
Yes, I imagine you do all right.
Seems like, it's warmer this evening, doesn't it?
Yes, it is. Although I don't mind the cooler weather so much. Lots of people complain about it, but I don't mind.
Well, I don't either, I guess. As long as you're dressed for it.
Yes, I suppose that's the secret.
Oh, I was just thinking, do you like bowling?
Oh, I don't know. I've never bowled.
Oh.
Do you like tennis? I'm crazy about tennis.
Well, tennis is all right. Yeah. I guess you could say tennis is fine.
I'm crazy about it.
Well, all right. So it wasn't romantic. At least it wasn't at first. But there must have been something about it. We began to hit it off, and we had more dates, and one thing led to another, and the first thing you know, darned if we didn't get married. Yes, that's the story of my courtship. Of course, it isn't the whole story. At least, if you're making a case history, you have to know the important things. And to my mind, one of the most important of all happened after we were married. We bought a nice little house out near my aunt's and settled down in it. Then, one Saturday morning, I was out cutting the lawn. Hi there. Huh? Did you say something?
I said hi. Don't you remember me? Joe Morris.
Oh, sure. New York romances. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Morris, but you better take me off the list. I'm married now.
Certainly. I know all about it. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, I know all about the way it happened. Introduced by your aunt, talking on the sun porch. It's corny, old-fashioned stuff. And now, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking it. Quite the contrary. Do you know what we down at New York Romancers call this?
No, what?
Hanley's Mode. We studied you. A lot of commercial possibilities there. We've got it down on graphs. Effects of embarrassment on the psyche. The role of the aunt in American courtship. The whole works.
What are you talking about?
New York Romancers. What else? We've got a new service. It's called the Old-Fashioned Plan.
The what?
We provide bonded aunts for young men to call up. We even have the aunt walk into the sun parlor at unexpected intervals with a plate of cookies or something. They say the suspense becomes almost overpowering. Like our motto always said, spontaneity and a sense of fatedness. It never misses, my boy. Never misses.
Fred Collins again, and I'll have another word about X-1 in a moment. Have you caught one? A bad cold, nose all stuffed up, feeling achy, miserable? Then hear this. More people have taken more bromoquinine for more complete relief than with any other tablet ever sold for colds. You could use aspirin, cough syrups, or nose drops all day long and not get bromoquinine's relief. Because bromoquinine does more. Works to relieve stopped-up nose, body aches, fever, irregularity, that blue feeling a cold brings, and the headache, too. Yes, more relief, even for virus colds. And the reason? Bromoquinine is the only cold tablet sold with wonder-working quinine combined with 5 other medicines and health fortified with vitamin C. That's why bromoquinine cold tablets give you more complete relief. Remember,
Every second someone takes it for the miseries of a cold.
Millions more take bromoquinine.
get the tablets that have relieved more cold discomforts than any other. Get bromoquinine brand cold tablets. You have just heard X-1 presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, which this month features The Repairman by Harry Harrison. Being an interstellar troubleshooter wouldn't be so bad if only you could shoot the trouble. Galaxy Magazine on your newsstand today. X-1 has brought you Gray Flannel Armor, a story from the pages of Galaxy written by Finn O'Donovan and adapted for radio by William Welch. Featured in our cast were William Redfield as Thomas Hanley and Guy Rep as Joe Morris. Others in our cast were Abby Lewis, Pat Harsley, Eddie Galen, Freddie Chandler, and Helen Gerald. This is Fred Collins speaking. This broadcast concludes this series of X-1. We sincerely hope you enjoyed it. X-1 was directed by George Voutsas and is an NBC Radio Network production.
The magic island of Euclidia provided enough surprises for any party of adventurers. Now, the colony of Euclidia, the larger part of this weird settlement, promises to be even more surprising. Jerry and Joan found a lot of interesting things when they explored the magic island. They found complete scientific laboratories, submarine docks, and immense power machines inside the artificial island, built to a depth of 100 feet below the surface of the ocean. Now, Jerry and Joan have started out to explore the colony of Euclidia. We find them standing on a balcony, 300 feet below sea level, looking out over an immense cavern in which the activities of an entire community are being carried on.
But gee whiz, Joan, I don't see how you can be so calm about all this.
Is there something exciting about it?
Is there something exciting about it? Look, Joan, here we are, standing on a balcony built of steel. We're 300 feet under the ocean, and the bottom of this cave, or whatever it is more than that. Hey, but look what's going on down there.
I see that, Jerry. There are trees growing, as you have said, and vegetation of various kinds. But why should those things not grow here?
Because it's in a cave. There's no sunlight here, and you can't grow things without sunlight.
I think your statement would be more sensibly worded if you said that in your limited experience, you had never seen these things growing without sunlight.
It can't be done.
You may see with your own eyes that it is being done.
Well, I still don't believe it. Come on, let's go down and see some of these things.
I think there is a stairway over this way.
Yeah, and I'll bet it's a good long one, too. We must be 200 feet above the floor of that cave.
It is approximately 200 feet. Oh, Jerry.
What?
This small stairway will do us no good.
No good? Well, it goes down, doesn't it?
It does for a few steps, possibly 12 feet. And then the steps end in that small landing.
Oh, golly whiskers. What good is this kind of a stairway?
I think we may as well descend as far as possible. At least we may be able to see under this balcony. Perhaps there are other means of reaching the floor of the cave.
Well, okay, we'll get down. But I don't see what good it's going to do us to stand on that little platform and wish we were 200 feet below here.
There is only one means of support visible for the platform.
Yeah, and they're not any too visible. Just those 4 wires hanging down from the roof of the cave. I wonder if it's safe to step on it.
To be sure it is.
Yeah. Well, we're here. What good does this do?
We have gained nothing. This is simply a platform suspended below the balcony. But it must be here for some purpose.
Well, maybe. I don't understand it.
Jerry, the stairway.
Hey, it folded back out of the way. And that sure leaves us in a swell spot. Here we are on a little platform 200 feet from the ground hanging on 4 wires. And we can't get back to the balcony.
Jerry, we are sinking.
Huh?
Yes. Observe the wall under the balcony. Fix your eyes on one spot. Are we not moving?
We sure are. We're going down. And without a sound. What? This platform must be an elevator.
It is not. This platform is a platform.
Oh, okay. But if it acts like an elevator, it is an elevator.
At least we descend.
Don't say we descend. We're going down, too.
Jerry, descend is synonymous with go down.
All right. We'll each do this trick the way we understand it best. You descend, I'll go down.
We will reach the bottom. Will that suffice?
That'll be all right with me. You know, one nice thing about this elevator platform, it goes nice and slow.
We are approaching a good view of the floor of this cavern now.
Boy, some of those trees must be 100 feet high. We're nearly down to them, and we're only about halfway.
We are not more than 1/4 of the way. The height of those trees is more nearly 150 feet.
And these Euclideans can grow trees 150 feet high in a cave under the water.
Perhaps the scientists will explain that to you, Jerry.
Well, I'm going to ask them anyway. G47 said we could ask all the questions we wanted to, within reason. And one thing I sure want to find out is where all the light in this place is coming from.
That is an intelligent question, Jerry.
Oh, look who thought of it.
Exactly. That prompted me to wonder at it.
Oh, is that so?
Now, Jerry, you must not become angry. I think you are a very clever boy.
Oh, you bet I am.
Nevertheless, the answer to your question would be obvious to you if you were slightly more clever.
Huh? Oh, do you know the answer?
To be sure I do. The light comes from the roof of the cave.
Oh, I know that. But how did the light get up there in the first place? What makes the light?
That you will have to ask Thales.
Thales? Oh, well, I don't want to see anything more of that fellow.
Thales is the electrical expert for Euclidia. Any question on illumination will be referred to him.
Well, then maybe I can get along without the answer. I'd rather not find out than ask that fellow anything. Hey, Joan, we've stopped moving.
I had noticed that.
Look, Joan, we've been moving along pretty fast here. Oh, not as fast as one of the regular elevators in the island, but we've come down about 100 feet in 3 or 4 minutes. Now, this platform is hung on those wires on the corners, but when we stopped, this platform didn't sway around. It didn't move like it was swinging on wires, and it hasn't moved yet.
That is strange. Are you sure there is nothing supporting us from below?
Nothing but the air. That looks kind of thin to me.
Something is being used to hold this platform perfectly motionless.
Well, other things are moving, even if we're standing still.
What is moving?
Oh, look over there at the wall of the cave.
Yes, a portion of the wall is moving. But what a strange action.
It looks to me like a long, narrow strip of the wall is opening down toward us, like one of those drawbridges they used to have in front of castles.
I am watching it. A section of the wall directly opposite this platform is opening, and the metal section is coming down within an arc, which should terminate at the exact level of this platform.
Oh, that's the way it looks, and that's a pretty good long piece of steel, too. We must be 40 or 50 feet from that wall.
Jerry, someone is walking out along that narrow strip of steel as it comes down into place.
Yeah, and they're not waiting for it to get all the way down, either. Hey, look out, Joan. Get back from that edge.
I will not be struck. There is ample room.
Boy, they sure know their engineering on this place. Our platform never even shivered when that steel drawbridge fell into place.
Is this not the submarine commander, Jerry?
Yeah, it looks like her. But she's turned around looking at the wall, and I can't be sure. Yeah, now she's looking this way.
You will follow me?
You mean us?
Of course she means us.
Well, I just wanted to know. Okay, Commander. Here we come. Oh, noiseless steel in this drawbridge, too, huh?
You have learned little since our last meeting, Hall.
What's the matter with me now?
You will persist in asking questions to which it is not worthwhile to reply.
I will attempt to curb Jerry's questions, Commander.
Oh, you will, huh?
You might use your time in some more profitable pursuit, Cleostra.
There's that Cleostra business again. Her name is Joan. Joan Gregory. And that old stuff about her namesake who monkeyed around with a zodiac and fixed up the calendar doesn't mean a thing to her anymore. Look, Joan's been to Los Angeles with me, and she likes our way of living. So from now on, that's the way she's going to live.
You may find, and that in the very near future, that your life on Euclidia will be more pleasant if you conform to the Euclidean manner of doing all things.
Oh, sure. We're smart enough to play your way when we're using your marbles. But when we get back in our own yard, then we'll do it our way.
That is the mistaken impression I am trying to correct. You will never know any other life than this. You will never leave Euclidia.
Jerry, I believe she speaks the truth.
Maybe she thinks so. But that's because old G47's got her scared.
That is partially true. Everyone on Euclidia lives in fear of G47 and his displeasure. Yet even such a life is preferable to anything your world could have to offer.
I have seen something of the world of which Jerry speaks. I think you would change your opinion if you could see it as I did, Commander.
Oh, you sure would. Why, a girl as beautiful as you are with the right kind of clothes, I could be a picture star in no time at all.
A picture star?
Jerry refers to the more important personages in the world of the motion picture.
You are obviously sincere about this matter, Hall. Is there anything more attractive than being the first in command of the Euclidean underwater fleet?
Well, that may seem like a swell job to you. Well, I guess it is. But it's no job for a girl. Why, one of these scientists should have that job. And you ought to be back in Hollywood, knocking them dead in the flickers.
Jerry, I am sure the commander does not understand a word of that.
It was not even partially comprehensible.
Okay. What I intended to convey was the impression that a young lady of your beauty ought to be in Hollywood with the rest of the stars.
But you spoke of killing someone. It is not the policy of Euclideans to take human lives.
I didn't say anything about killing anybody.
But you did, Jerry. You distinctly said knocking them dead.
Oh, boy. Well, maybe you didn't understand me then. That means that you'd get over big. Make them crazy about you. Why, they'd think you were swell. You'd be the tops. Won't all that.
I believe you intend to compliment me on my beauty and infer that my appearance would be productive of approbation and homage in the making of motion pictures.
That is what Jerry meant, Commander.
Oh, maybe it was. It didn't sound like that to me.
Enough of this. You will continue to follow me.
We are following you at the moment.
Yeah. I wish you'd lead us on to something that would make a little noise when we walk. I'm getting tired of having my footsteps sound like toothpicks falling on a rug.
You will have many opportunities to hear a variety of sounds during your stay in Euclidia. We are now leaving the steel walk and entering the chamber wall corridor.
Oh, I can see that. But how about closing that thing again?
It will close automatically.
Did you stop the elevator we were riding on so that you might meet us at this level?
No. That platform would descend no further. It is merely used for observation of the floor of this particular chamber. You might have stayed there all day if I had not noticed you.
Where are you taking us now?
Where I supposed you were trying to take yourselves. Down to the floor of this chamber.
Commander, you continually refer to this chamber. Are there others?
There are 12 others. 13 in all.
13? Oh, boy.
What is the matter, Jerry?
Oh, nothing. Only I hope they discover another one. Are the others much smaller than this one?
The others are all much larger than this.
Larger?
12 other rooms under the ocean and all larger than this?
Precisely. This is slightly less than 1 mile in diameter. The largest chamber in the city is 2 miles wide.
Gee whiz. A cave 2 miles wide. Will we get to see all those other places?
I believe that is G47's wish. Though your conduct will have much to do with permission to continue, I will leave you here. Continue down this spiral passageway. You will reach the floor of the chamber. I will meet you later. Do not follow me further.
Jerry and Joan are now several hundred feet below the surface of the South Pacific Ocean. After the Gregory party was comfortably located in their new quarters in the Euclidean city below the sea, Mrs. Gregory and Captain Bradford started out to explore the underwater colony from one side, and the youngsters chose the other. When they stood on a balcony of steel, looking out into a natural cave nearly a mile in diameter, where large trees and green grass were growing below them, Jerry and Joan thought they had seen something wonderful. Now, however, they are seeing things even more wonderful as they stand on the floor of the immense undersea room.
Hey, Joan, listen to that.
Listen to what, Jerry?
Listen, you'll know what to listen to.
I hear a variety of strange sounds. What do they mean?
Well, if it was back home, out in the country, I'd say we're in somebody's barnyard. Sounds like chickens and stuff to me.
I have never heard a chicken.
Well, you're hearing them now. I don't believe it.
Jerry, you say you can hear something, then you say you do not believe it. What are you thinking about?
Well, I know there couldn't be any chickens or ducks or pigs or any of the rest of those things here. We're in a cave 400 feet below the water.
But you said you heard those animal sounds.
Well, I still don't believe it.
Jerry, it is foolish to stand here and discuss something we may easily settle.
Well, how can we settle it?
If we step around this section of the wall into the main chamber, we will see what is making those noises.
Yeah, guess you're right. Okay, come on then, Joan. Hey, Joan. Joan, listen to the noise our feet make here.
What is so strange about that?
Well, this is good old dirt we're walking on now. Just plain old ground. Boy, it sounds good after all that noiseless steel we've been walking around on.
I can understand how you would feel that.
Joan, look, it's a regular barnyard, just like we have back home, any place in the country.
What are those lively white things?
Those lively white things are chickens, white leghorns.
I have eaten of chicken, but I have never seen one before.
Did you like that bacon we had for breakfast?
It was indeed acceptable food.
Well, that old guy over there with a curly tail, that's a pig, and someday he'll be bacon.
Will he also be eggs?
Will he be what?
Will the pig be eggs? We had eggs with the bacon this morning.
Look, Joan, you don't get eggs from pigs. You get eggs from chickens. It's about time you started eating some real food instead of that concentrated stuff they give you in those little pills. Huh, eggs from a pig.
I am sorry if you think I am stupid, Jerry, but I had never seen either a chicken or a pig.
Oh, okay, but don't ask me a lot of silly questions now if you see a cow.
A cow? What is a cow?
I know it. Now hold everything. I'll explain a cow when we see a cow. I suppose you think milk comes from those concentrated milk tablets.
That is indeed all I know of milk.
Well, it strikes me that a lot of these Euclideans know plenty more than you do about a lot of things. Somebody's been living down here and taking care of all these animals and birds and stuff.
Jerry, what is stuff?
Oh, stuff is, well, when you're talking about something and you mean a whole lot more that's pretty near the same thing, well, that's stuff.
A larger quantity of nearly the same thing.
Hey, look who's coming.
He is vaguely familiar to me.
Well, I guess you only saw him a time or two when we first came here in your mother's yacht. That's the old skipper who was handling the boat.
The old gentleman who speaks only a single word at one utterance?
That's the guy. And he's got some funny-looking clothes on. Looks like he's working here.
That is indeed the Euclidean laboring dress.
Well, back home, we'd call them overalls. Hey, Skipper.
Jerry, perhaps you should not speak to him.
Why not? Old G47 said we could do anything we wanted to on the sightseeing tour.
He has heard you, Jerry. He is coming toward us.
Boy, and does he look glad to see us. Hello, Skipper.
Hello.
How do you do?
Hello.
Have you been here ever since we escaped from the island?
Yep.
Have you been working down here?
Yep.
But you are a sea captain. What did you know of farming?
Nothing.
Well, you must be doing it all right now. You look like they were treating you pretty good.
Aye.
Is McLeod the Scotch engineer down here, too?
Aye.
What's he doing?
Milking.
Milking?
Milking.
You mean milking cows? An engineer from a yacht milking cows?
Aye.
Oh, I'll bet he doesn't like that any too well. What's your job, Skipper?
Pigs.
Pigs?
Hogs.
Oh, boy. I can see that engineer handling a bunch of pigs.
Jerry, what is a hog?
Oh, a hog is a pig.
Then what is a pig?
Oh, a pig is a hog.
I do not understand
Oh,
that.
never mind now. Save all the questions till some other time. Just now, I want to try and find out something about what's been going on here. Have they treated you all right, Skipper? I mean, plenty to eat and a good place to sleep?
Aye.
Can we see McLeod pretty soon?
Aye.
Jerry, would it not be quicker and easier to see these things for yourself than it is to wait for the captain's answers one word at a time?
Hey, look here, Skipper. Why don't you open up and do some real talking? I mean, put 2 or 3 words together and make a book out of them.
Nope.
Why? What's wrong with talking like other people?
Waste.
Waste of what?
Words.
So it's too much of a waste of words to tell us what's happened since we've been gone.
Yep.
Do you know where McLeod is? I mean, where we can find him right away?
Pigs.
Yeah, I know. He's with the pigs. But where are the pigs?
Gone.
The pigs are gone?
Aye.
Well, where did they go? I know blame well they can't run away from down here in this place. Where are they?
Sleep.
Oh, the pigs are gone to sleep?
Aye.
Jerry, if they are sleeping, we do not wish to disturb them now.
Look, Joan, a pig is something you don't care whether you disturb it or not. A pig can sleep any old time. A pig, well, a pig is just a pig.
Possibly, but the skipper says the pigs are asleep. And I believe he means we cannot see Mr. McLeod, who is caring for them at this time. Is that not correct?
Aye.
Well, of all the blame nonsense I ever heard of, I can't visit the guy who's watching the pigs because the pigs are sleeping. Fine thing this is. It's a wonder the chickens aren't taking a little nap.
Feeding.
Oh, you're feeding them now?
Aye.
I should like to see that, Jerry. I have never seen a chicken eating.
Nope.
No, what? You mean we can't watch you feed the chickens?
Nope.
What is the objection?
Orders.
Orders?
Regulations.
Regulations. Boy, I pretty nearly had you there. That word's long enough to count for 2.
May we see them closely at some other time?
Aye.
Hey, Skipper, come back here.
Busy.
Oh, I like that. He's the old skipper, one of your mother's and Captain Bradford's best friends, so stuck on his job feeding Euclidean chickens that he can't even stop to talk to us.
Perhaps he's only executing orders, as he said.
Well, maybe, but it wouldn't hurt his old chickens any if we watched him feed them.
Have you thought that G47 may have some secret regarding the feeding that you may not see?
Oh, I suppose so. Well, come on. The old skipper's closing that gate, so we might as well walk around the edge of this place and, well, see if we can get a look at a cow without spoiling her game of checkers or whatever they have the cows doing here.
Jerry?
Yeah?
Do you not see how very final all this is?
Final? What do you mean?
That old gentleman you call the skipper. He is of your world, a good and loyal friend of my mother's.
Oh, sure he is. Why?
Yet his appearance is that of a man who is very happy, quite content with his lot, satisfied with this life.
Yeah, well, I guess he didn't seem very excited about seeing us, but then he never gets excited about anything.
I meant more than that, Jerry. He is intelligent, has seen much of the world, and knows what various things are worth. Yet he is content to remain in Euclidia.
What are you trying to say?
I am afraid that may happen to all of us, Jerry. Is it not entirely possible that we may all find life here so pleasant that we will not want to leave it? Mother and the captain and yourself may be quite willing to give up the world you have always known. And I will have to be content with the brief glimpse I had of that world.
Oh, don't worry about that, Joan. I'll never like this place so well that I won't want to get back home.
I wish I could believe that, Jerry.
Well, I mean it.
I know you mean it at the moment, but we do not know what wonders we may see here, what comforts may be provided for us. Will we ever go back to your world, Jerry?
Now, quit worrying about things like that, and let's find out more about these big caves. This one looks like it's the farm, the country part of Euclidia. Where are the rest of the caves the girl commander told us about?
When we were up on the balcony, I could see the opening into one of the other rooms. But from our position on the floor, I can see nothing but trees.
Trees? 200 feet high. Boy, what a place.
And on this side of us, the artificial steel wall of the chamber.
And now we're back in that noiseless steel again. And I suppose a lot of this spooky Euclidean stuff will start happening. Oh, I knew we couldn't have pigs and chickens all the time.
Must you walk so rapidly, Jerry?
Well, why not? There's nothing to see around here, and I'm in a hurry to get where I can see something.
You will see a great deal.
Gee whiz. G47. Where did you come from?
That is not important. You will follow me.
Oh, okay. Come on, Joan.
No. Cleostra will remain where she now stands.
You mean I'm to go with you alone?
Precisely.
What shall I do?
Remain in your present position. Mrs. Gregory and the captain will join you in an instant.
Oh, but look here. Why can't Joan come with me? You said we could look at anything we wanted to on this island or under it.
I will show you something far more interesting than anything you might discover for yourself.
But where are Mother and the captain?
Silence, come on.
I won't be long, Joan.
I have spoken. That is all.
Yes, that is all. And I am alone. Alone in the same world from which Mother and the captain and Jerry have tried so bravely to remove me.
Joan, dear.
Mother!
Where's Jerry?
And are you all right, Joan?
Oh, I am perfectly safe, Mother. But where did you come from?
Through this steel slide right behind you. Why, it's invisible now.
Why, sure it is. Once you pass through a door in this place, there's no chance to find it again. But where's Jerry?
G47 just stepped through another of those noiseless steel panels and ordered Jerry to accompany him.
What was he going to do with Jerry?
That I do not know.
Oh, probably ask him a lot of questions. Jerry doesn't know the answer to the only question old G47 cares about. I hope he can make that scientist believe him.
I suppose we are quite helpless to do anything for Jerry.
Naturally, Mother. And any attempt on our part to move in Jerry's behalf would only anger G47.
Well, we might as well take it as calmly as we can and wait around near here for him to come out. What have you two been seeing?
We saw the old captain of your yacht, Mother.
The skipper?
Yes.
How is he?
He seemed in the best of health and spirits. So obviously so that Jerry could not understand it.
What was he doing?
He was caring for the chickens.
Chickens?
Yes. I had never seen one before, and we did not view these from a good point. But Jerry said they were chickens that gave us the bacon, which we used with the eggs, which came from the pigs to make our breakfast.
Well, Joan, dear, that's the first time I've ever heard you so completely mixed up. But I believe we understand.
You mean that they have chickens and pigs here?
Just beyond this soundproof wall. Jerry and I saw and heard them from a distance.
And the old skipper is caring for the chickens. What a task for an able seaman.
But you say he seemed to enjoy it, Joan.
He did indeed. Of course, it is difficult to question him, as he will only speak a single word at one time. but he excused himself and left us very calmly to attend his chickens.
Tex, can you imagine such a thing?
No, I can't, unless it would be McLeod milking cows.
As to that, I could not say, but he is attending the pigs.
Tex, McLeod and the pigs.
A marine engineer and his skipper playing nursemaid to the pigs and chickens. No wonder Jerry looked surprised when he heard that.
The program you are about to hear is fiction, science fiction. We make no guarantees, however, how long it will remain fiction.
Exploring tomorrow.
And now here is your guide to these adventures of the mind, the editor of Astounding Science Fiction magazine, John Campbell, Jr.
The scene is a missile testing base somewhere in the continental United States. The time, 2:30 on a Tuesday afternoon, 5, maybe 10 years from now. A rather unusual missile is getting worked over. Blast off is 10 minutes away, and the countdown is in its last stages. And a man is sitting inside this missile, waiting. The United States is about to make its first attempt to send a manned rocket to the moon.
9 minutes to blast off, Captain. Still feel loose and easy.
Like a bird, Colonel, waiting to be cut loose and soar. How do you feel?
Me, Captain? I'm just sitting here in the observation tower. You're the one in the launching pad. You're the man going to the moon.
And you're the one who has to face all the reporters after blast-off. Me, I'm glad I'll be up there alone. How much time left, Colonel?
6 minutes, 20 seconds. Let's run through the schedule one last time.
Okay. I sit in this cradle and I wait for the rockets to toss me up into space. I get 500 seconds of 4G acceleration. Then I sit around and look out the viewport for the next 4 days while the ship coasts in 0G free fall. I'm roughly 8 1/4 minutes past 4 on Sunday afternoon. The autopilot is going to turn the rocket engines on again, long enough to land me in the Oceanus Procellarum, which better be as dry as the Palomar boys say it is. I climb into my little Jim Dandy spacesuit, wander around the moon for a while, take some snapshots, pick up a couple of rocks as souvenirs. And 15 hours after landing, I get back into my ship and I come home. Did I leave anything out?
Not a thing, Captain. 3 minutes, 10 seconds.
Well, all I do is sit here and wait anyway. Computer down below in the belly of the ship does all the work. Me, Mike Wellman, first man on the moon. Maybe, anyway.
What do you mean, maybe? The ship's been tested thoroughly. There's no possibility of...
A blow-up? No, go ahead. Don't be afraid to say it. I wasn't talking about that. The odds are pretty good that this bird is going to get me there. The only thing I'm wondering about is whether someone else is going to get there ahead of me. I'd hate to find a big vodka party going on when I get there.
90 seconds. They're clearing the launching pad, Captain. We better break contact now. Good luck. The next time I hear from you, it's going to be from space.
Sure, Colonel. I'll report as soon as I'm in free fall. Then radio messages every 4 hours. You won't forget about those baseball scores, will you?
Scores. 30 seconds, Captain. And all America is rooting for you.
And I'm rooting for the Dodgers. So long, Colonel. See you next week when I get back.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark.
Are you reading me launching base? How do I come in?
Clear and sharp, Captain.
Oh, glad to hear it. Okay, ship's time, 1,452 hours. Blast off went fine from this end. I got through acceleration good enough. 4Gs isn't much fun, but I don't mind it in 8-minute stretches. The ship's in free fall now, no gravity at all. And it's weird, all right. Even after all those hours in that training chamber, I still feel a little strange. Very quiet up here. Nice. Man really can think here. And the view is really something. Where do you see the photos?
How about the psychological reaction? You don't feel cut off?
Me? A guy whose idea of heaven is being alone with some books? Colonel, I like it up here. The psych test said I was an introvert, didn't they?
Well, not really. Just sort of solitary-minded.
Same thing. Well, it's us solitary-minded people who are going to be your spacemen, Colonel. We don't mind the loneliness. Listen, Colonel, how are the cosmic ray readings coming through?
Perfect. All the equipment seems to be functioning.
Including the pilot. Or rather, the live cargo, because that's all I really am. Okay, Colonel, I got a few odd jobs to do on board. And I'll be talking to you again in 4 hours. Over. Here I am again, Colonel. 2 days out, still no sweat. I'm getting used to this no-gravity business, and I...
Go on with the rest of the report, Captain. There's been a change in the operational plans.
Huh? What kind of change?
You want landing on the moon. Pentagon orders are for you to adjust the computer to alternate course B. Circle the moon and return to Earth without landing.
Hey, wait a minute, sir. How come the switch?
Well, it's an awkward situation, Captain. You see, between the time I last spoke to you and now, the Russians... I know this will come as kind of a shock to you. The Russians made a successful landing on the moon.
No!
Radio Moscow announced it 2 hours ago. And since then, we've picked up broadcasts from the Russian ship. They've landed, all right.
They beat us to it. By 2 stinking days. 2 days earlier, and I would have been the first.
You haven't heard the worst part of it yet. The Russians have claimed the moon.
They what?
Like Columbus claiming the Western Hemisphere. We're putting up a yell, of course, but there just isn't any precedent for this kind of thing. The UN is meeting to decide whether they have any right to.
So this is why I can't land, huh?
The Russians say they'll regard any lunar landing as trespassing on their property. We can't risk an incident, of course. So for the time being, we're going to hold back and wait till the legal aspect of this business is worked out.
So I can't land. You send me up here and I ride around for a week and don't even put my foot down on the moon. Colonel. Russia doesn't own the moon, no matter what they say.
Captain Woman.
I'm sorry, Colonel. I'm more than halfway there, and I'm darned if I'm going to miss my chance. I'm going to land, sir.
Well, then, listen to me. You can't disobey orders.
Yes, I can, sir. I'm landing. Over and out. It's not that the moon wasn't meant for man. It's just that man was never designed for the moon. It's a fantastically inhospitable place. Harsh, blinding sunlight with no atmosphere to dim it. Jagged shadows. The rocks are hard, sharp-edged. There has been no weathering to soften them, and the shadows are just as hard and black. It's not a nice place to be alone. Or even when there's only one other human being within 200,000 miles. I don't know if you want to hear from me again, Colonel, but I'm beaming this anyway. Look, I just wanted to let you know that I've landed on the moon as originally scheduled. Yeah, right on the nose, in the designated landing area. Northern branch of the Oceanus Procellarum. And you can tell the Palomar fellows that they were right all along. Maybe this was an ocean once, but not in the last 1,000,000 years or so. As for the Russian ship, it isn't any hoax. I saw it when I came down. It's about 50 miles north of here. Maybe later I'll break out the rocket sled and wander over there for some vodka. The Russians are trying to contact me now. I better shift channel, see what they want. Over, Colonel. Come on in, Ivan. Да, нет, товарищ, ничего. I'm afraid that uses up my Russian vocabulary, Ivan. How's your English?
I am Captain Dmitry Novikov, Soviet Space Forces. You are illegally trespassing on our property, American.
I am, huh? Say, your English is pretty good, but your politics isn't. You say the moon is yours, huh? Lunar Soviet Socialist Republic? I'm sorry to disagree. Just getting here first doesn't give you the right to claim the whole place, you know.
The matter has been considered by our legal experts. We have established prior claim. I am under orders to request you to leave Russian territory immediately.
But this is cockeyed, claiming the whole moon. Now, look here, Dmitri.
You will address me as Captain Novikov.
Okay. Now, look here, Novikov. The moon's a big place, and there's room for a lot of us up here. It really isn't fair to want to hog the whole thing yourself.
The Presidium said Soviet policy, not space pilots. I'm instructed to warn you that you are trespassing. I do not wish to debate the matter with you.
So I'm trespassing then. What are you going to do about it?
My ship is armed.
And you can't figure out any better way of celebrating the conquest of space than starting a war about it?
The United States ordered you not to make a landing. They recognize our claim. We cannot tolerate violation of our rights.
And you're going to be nasty about it, I see, huh? Well, I'll take my chances. Now I've got some work to do before I go back. I'll be leaving the moon in 14 hours and a bit. Hey, now, how long are you staying up here? You've been here better than 2 days already. You planning to hold the fort forever?
My plans for departure should not concern you.
Well, I'm just curious, that's all. Okay, Dmitri. Maybe I'll be talking to you again soon. And yeah, you, sneaky son of a gun, congratulations. You did get here first. Over. Come in, launching base. You hear me?
We're getting you, Wellman. We read you.
Look, I just had a little chat with the Ruski. There seems to be only one of them. He gave me some malarkey about firing on me if I don't clear off the moon right away.
Wellman, you insubordinate idiot, you're liable to touch off a war over this moon trip.
Well, what was I supposed to do? Smile politely and turn back just because they got here first? You think they have any right to claim the moon?
Of course not. That's not the point. You were ordered not to risk trouble by landing.
Yeah, and I landed anyway. Well, go ahead. Chop my head off when I get back to Earth. Meanwhile, I'm here, and if that Russian doesn't blow me up, I expect to do a little exploring in the next 14 hours.
I don't think the Russian's going to blow you up. He's got his own troubles.
What do you mean?
We've decoded some of the messages he's been sending back to Moscow. Seems he made a faulty landing and has to make some repairs on his ship. It may take him a week or two, and he doesn't have enough food. Russia may be crowing about claiming the moon, but it's going to look bad for them if their spaceman can't get back. Starves to death.
Yeah, that would be rough. Maybe I better call him back and see if I can help him out.
Well, then leave him alone. He's a Russian.
He's a human being. And so am I. Get off the wire and let me call him, Colonel.
I order you not to make any overtures to that Russian.
Look, I'm not on Earth now. There doesn't need to be a Cold War up here, too, Colonel. And I have plenty of food to spare. Give the folks back home my love. I'm going to call Ivan again. You know, it's one thing to make a claim to say, this is mine. It's something else to hold on to it and make the claim stick. Somewhat like the Colonel. It was a little difficult for him to enforce the orders he was trying to give to the man on the moon. Novikov, you getting me?
You have 3 hours to leave Russian territory. Then I must command action.
Now, look, don't give me that stuff. I know your ship's disabled and you're in trouble.
This is untrue. My ship is in good condition.
Dan Trotsky was Rasputin's brother. You know, Novikov, I sometimes feel I'm the only sane man in a world of lunatics. Those idiots down there in Washington didn't want me to land because it might make Moscow sore. And you don't want any help from me because I'm not a good Marxist. It's a losing battle, Dmitri. Everyone seems to know what he really wants, and yet everybody tries hard to get the opposite.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. You just sit tight. I'm going to launch the rocket sled and get over your way with a couple of cartons of provisions. If you won't take food from a lackey of Wall Street, that's your business. I'm coming over anyway. Boy, it's good to get that helmet off. Hello, Novikov. My name's Mike Wellman. Why have you done this? What trick are you playing? Listen, friend, all I'm doing is bringing some of my spare food. Nothing up my sleeve at all. I do not understand that. Up my sleeve? It's a decadent capitalist idiom. It means I'm not trying to fool you. The supplies are out on the rocket sled. Get into your suit and let's drag them in.
I said I would fire on you. And you bring me food?
Yeah, silly, isn't it? But they told me they picked up your messages to Moscow. That you were going to be stuck here a few weeks for repairs.
I was not telling the truth.
Hmm?
This ship will never take off again. The rear rocket tubes are hopelessly crumpled. The fuel field lines are severed. It was a very poor landing. I gave incorrect data to the computers.
And you told them you could fix it?
They do not like to receive news of failure. Leave me alone, American. Take your food and go away.
Hey, what are you going to eat? Rocks? There won't be a rescue ship up here for a month, at least.
There will be no rescue ship for me. I do not deserve rescue.
You'll just sit up here and starve to death?
I made a faulty landing. I cannot return to my country now.
And I disobeyed orders. I wasn't supposed to land because the moon is red property now. But the only Russian here is stranded, helpless.
Do not mock me.
I'm not. Well, it's a fine bunch of spacemen you and me are. You smash up your ship, and I disobey half my orders. But I'm glad I disobeyed anyway. At least there'll be one practical result of my trip. I'll be saving a man's life. You? Sure. You're coming back with me to Earth. We can jettison some of the meters and stuff and make room for you. I bet you don't weigh more than 150. We can manage. Sure. But save the butts for later. And if you're trying to argue me out of it, I'll slug you. Hello, Colonel. I'm on my way home. Pretty fair blast off, and we're 20,000 miles out from the moon now. Oh, I left a little of the equipment behind. The next ship can pick it up. And I've got a passenger.
You mean that Russian?
Yeah. Seems his ship was wrecked, so I talked him into coming back with me. He's down back in the galley fixing lunch now. I guess we'll both be called traitors for saying it, but we've sort of become friends. And he doesn't think Russia ought to claim the moon either.
Well, we have one distinction anyway. Maybe a Russian ship was the first to get to the moon, but it was an American one that made the first successful round trip.
I like to think of it in a different way. Not an American ship or a Russian ship. Stuff like that shouldn't matter anymore. Call it a ship from Earth. Yeah. Novikov and I started out separately, but we're coming back together. The first expedition from Earth to Moon is coming home. To man, of course. To mankind. Earth is really a twin planet. No other planet we know of has a moon that's practically as big as the planet itself. The moon is Earth's smaller sister. And it, like the Earth, belongs to man. We earned it. We worked for it. For 3 billions of years. We have been evolving and struggling and growing. The next growth is out to the moon. We're on our way.
Presenting the transcription feature, Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen, lost underground in the winding man-made tunnels of a dead volcano, have stumbled on a great open pit carved out of the solid earth, in which hundreds of men, chained together, are digging. Listen.
But what are they digging, Mr. Kent?
That's what we're going to find out, Jimmy.
How? We can't take a chance on being seen.
Of course not. Got to be careful. Jimmy, look down there on the floor of the pit. That dark, shiny stuff they're loading into those little dump trucks.
Maybe it's coal.
No, Jimmy. Radium.
You mean that black stuff is radium?
Pitch blende, the basic ore of radium. Come on.
Where are we going?
Back along this passage the way we came.
But we can't go back into the main corridor. Touching his metal attach us sure.
We're not going into the main passage. We're just going to nose around a little. If it really is pitch blende they're digging, there must be solution tanks nearby to process the stuff.
You really think so?
Well, that's what I'm hoping. Hey, give me a hand, Jimmy. I don't want to lose you.
Hey, what's your hand, Harold?
Jimmy! Jimmy, where are you? Oh, Sergeant. Jimmy! Jimmy! Great heavens. A hole in the floor. Good thing I can see in the dark. Jimmy must have dropped through. Deep, too. Jimmy! Jimmy, are you down there?
Yes. At the bottom of a pit.
Are you all right?
I think so. I can't understand why I didn't break my neck.
I'm coming down, Jimmy.
Sergeant, they can't be careful. It's a long drop.
Don't worry about me. Here I come. Made it.
Are you okay?
Uh-huh. Oh, what happened up there? Did you walk into the hole?
No, the floor just gave way under me.
That's funny.
What's that?
Sounded like rocks going down an iron chute. It's coming from over there. Come on, Jimmy, let's find out what it is.
Wait, I just kicked something. Felt like a rock.
Pick it up. I got one match. I'm going to light it and see what this is all about. It's a piece of pitch blende. Jimmy, we're at the bottom of a huge metal vat. This is where they treat the ore with acid.
Oh, good golly, Mr. Kent. How are we going to get out before they pour in the acid?
Just stick close to me, Jimmy. I'll feel my way around the wall of this chamber. Must be a place where they draw off the solution.
They're loading it up with pitch blende.
I know. Got to find that outlet before they pour in the acid. No, there's no opening on this side. All right, come on, let's look on the opposite side.
I hope we find the outlet soon.
No. Yeah, wait. Here's something. Feels like hinges. Wait a minute now. Yes, it's a door. Wait, I'll try to push it open.
It's coming.
Yeah.
You've done it, Mr. Kent. It's open.
All right, now I'll hold it with you. Duck out.
Okay. Not very wide. Oh, wait a minute. Seems to be a drop here.
I'm sure it's all right. Just let yourself down easy. All right, now out you go.
Okay.
All right, out of the way, Jimmy. I'll squeeze through. Jimmy, I was right. That was the vat. This must be the room where they leave the solution to settle.
Those big copper kettles.
Jimmy, there's no question about it. Dodge and his gang are making pure radium on this island. Evidently, it has a tremendous deposit of pitch blende.
Mr. Kent, what do they use the radium for?
I don't know, Jimmy. Except that in some way it must be tied up with their master plan.
What is it, Mr. Kent?
Someone moaning. Sounds like it's coming from through that wall there.
Look, there's a door. Now, let's try it.
Be ready to run, Jimmy. We don't know what we're getting into.
Okay.
All right, here we go. First these bolts. Be very quiet, Jimmy. I'm going to open the door.
As Kent and Jimmy prepare to track down the mysterious activity in the hollow volcano, Dr. Deutsch, furious over Jimmy's escape from his cell and their inability to find Kent, is angrily reprimanding Hans, his henchman.
Hans, you are an idiot. The king of all idiots.
Yeah, Doctor, the boy was locked in his cell when I left him.
Locked in his cell when you left him. First, you cannot get any information out of him. Then he escapes. A little boy. Just a little boy. And not one of the hundreds of men I have on this island can find him. He has outwitted all of you.
But we will find him. Give us time, Herr Doctor. The island is large. There are miles of tunnels.
I warn you. He will be found, Hans, or you will suffer for it.
Yeah, Herr Doctor. I understand. He will be found.
Not only will the boy be found, Hans, but
The man who was with him.
Jawohl, Herr Doktor.
Hello? Yeah. 2 people at the edge of the pitch-blende mine? A man and a boy? That must be the boy who escaped from it and the man who was with him. Make a search for them at once. And if you value your neck, you will find them and bring them here to me. Yes. And report to me every 15 minutes. The man and the boy, the air shaft from the pitch-blende mine, standing there, watching. And your men are looking for them. Wonderful. How much radium have they on hand?
Here's the report, Herr Doctor.
8 ounces, 2 grams. A total of only 8 ounces, 2 grams from the richest pitch-blende deposit in the world. It won't do.
But, Herr Doctor, it takes over 300,000 tons of pitch-blende to produce only 1 ounce of radium.
So, have we not the most modern machinery? And of that's the largest in the world?
Yeah, Herr Doctor, but the problem is not the richness of the ore deposits or even the equipment.
Well, what is it then? Speak up.
Manpower. The men are weary, Herr Doctor, worn out. They cannot dig fast enough to fill the vats. There are not enough of them for 3 complete ships.
Hans, you sit here and drool about manpower. Do not come to me with such nonsense. Get more men.
But, Herr Doctor, how?
The same way we got the others.
But it is so risky. If we go too far, there will be an investigation.
We take that chance. We must take that chance.
Jawohl, Herr Doctor. But if we are found out, then all is lost. The master plan, everything.
Schweinhund! How dare you offer an opinion? You do as you're told. If we do not take that chance, then the master plan cannot succeed. It is 7 o'clock. By midnight, I will expect you to have more men. You understand? By midnight.
Back in the dark reduction chamber, Kent and Jimmy have opened a heavy iron door to investigate moaning sounds that seem to come from the next room.
Whatever it is, it lives in the dark.
Not an animal, Jimmy. That's a human voice. I'll bet on it. Now, you stay here and hold the door open, just in case we've got to get out fast. We don't want to get trapped in there.
Okay. Are you all right?
So far. What? It's an old man. Open the door wider. Let's get a little light in here. Oh, I'll be... Jimmy, he seems to be moaning in his sleep.
No. Get out of here. I won't touch your machines again. Never. Leave me alone.
Take it easy, old fellow. We're friends. Come in, Jimmy. Pull the door closed.
All right, Mr. Kent.
Who are you?
My name's Clark Kent. I'm a newspaper reporter. This is Jimmy Olsen. Who are you?
Who am I? Why, I've almost forgotten. They used to call me Julius Browning.
What?
Professor Julius Browning before all this.
Gosh, I recognize the name, Professor. You held the chair in radiology at Oxford, if I remember correctly. That was before you disappeared on an expedition to investigate a rich radium deposit.
Yes, that's right.
What happened, Professor? Why are you a prisoner here?
That man Deutsch. He came to me posing as a fellow scientist with the money to develop these rich deposits of radium ore. It had been a dream of mine for years to get enough radium so that all the sick could benefit from it, so that all science could experiment with it freely. Naturally, I jumped at the chance to go along with Deutsch.
And now you're his prisoner.
Even worse than that. I'm forced to run his machines. When I've done all I can to keep his plant in operation, he imprisons me here.
Are you strong enough to walk, Professor?
I'll find the strength somehow. If it means coming back from this living death, I can do anything.
All right, let me help you. Here, Jimmy, take another arm.
I'll do it. There. Now, if you'll help me, I'm sure I can manage it.
Your strength will come back, Professor.
Better be quiet. Somebody might be coming for Professor Browning. I'll take a look before we go out.
All right. Coast clear?
All clear.
Professor, you can probably tell us how to get out of here.
Yes, I can. Look there, behind that vat. There's a door.
Oh, good.
It leads into one of the secondary tunnels. Opens directly onto the beach.
Ah, here we are. Jimmy, open the door.
Oh, look. I can see the ocean from here.
Yes. And you can hear the surf.
Now, look carefully where I'm pointing my finger. You see those 2 lights far out on the water?
Yes, Professor.
Watch them.
They are buoy lights marking the passage between the island and Dead Man's Reef beyond.
I see them, but they're moving.
Exactly, young man. Buoy lights. Moving. And now you see those other lights off in the distance? Yes, those are the running lights of a ship. A ship with men on it. And now you'll see how Deutsch gets the men to dig in his radium mines.
What is Deutsch's devilish trick? How does he lure men from the sea to work in chains in the darkness of Volcano Island? Listen in next time for the amazing answer to this question and for another thrill-packed episode.
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine. Presenting the transcription feature, Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen have rescued Professor Julius Browning, world-famous authority on radiology, from the dungeon where Dr. Deutsch has kept him prisoner to direct the operation of his radium mines. They are standing on the beach of mysterious Volcano Island, watching as an unknown ship approaches disaster on the vicious rocks of Dead Man's Reef.
Look out there. Do you see two light buoys?
Yes, Dr. Browning, I do. But wait. Are they moving, or am I imagining things?
You are not imagining anything. Those lights are moving.
If they're buoys, why are they moving? Shouldn't they be anchored?
Indeed they should, Jimmy. But in a moment you will know why they move. Now, look to the left. Do you see those other lights?
Yes?
Yep, I see them.
Those are the lights of a ship. A ship with men on it. From ships like this come the men who are chained together to slave in Deutsch's radium mines. Watch and see what happens.
You mean that Deutsch moves the light buoys that are supposed to mark a safe passage through the reefs?
Exactly. 5 ships in 2 months have had their bottoms torn out on those rocks. Most of the men managed to swim to shore. Deutsch and his gang make prisoners of them.
But, Dr. Browning, where are those 5 ships?
Wouldn't they remain there on the rocks?
Oh, no. Deutsch is too smart for that. 5 wrecks on one reef would make the maritime authorities suspicious. Then his game would be up. Deutsch has them towed out to sea at high tide, and then he sinks them. You won't find so much as a spar or a timber anywhere.
Look, Mr. Kent, the channel buoy lights have stopped moving.
Yes, they're set now so that the ship will pile up on the worst part of the reef.
Oh, gosh, Mr. Kent, we have to stand here and watch it. We can't do a thing.
Not a solitary thing. Look, Jimmy, I want to get a better view of what happens. I'm going down and hide among the rocks on the beach. You stay here with Dr. Browning. I'll be right back.
Be careful, Mr. Kent.
Oh, I'll just sneak around the side of the cliff a little way where they can't see me. There now. Maybe I can be in time to keep that ship off the reef as Superman. Up! Up! And away!
Meanwhile, aboard the freighter Clarabelle, bearing down on the treacherous rocks of Dead Man's Reef, the officers and crew are unaware of the danger lurking in the darkness dead ahead of them.
Evening, Captain. Evening, Mr. Winters. Everything all right? Couldn't be better, sir. We're making 10 knots. Very good, mister. It's hard to believe this is the last time I'll be easing the old Clarabelle through Dead Man's Reef. I've done it almost 500 times.
Now, sir. It'll be like Charles' place.
No, that's right, Winters. No, I used to navigate this ship by dead reckoning in the old days. Before they put those channel lights in to make it easy.
Think you could still do it, Captain?
Dead certain I could. But why bother, eh? Just head us straight between the lights. That's all there is to it.
Almost as bad as being a landlubber. Traffic lights even on the sea these days.
That's right. I say, Winters, What's that, sir?
Those lights.
What's the matter with them, sir?
My old tired eyes must be playing tricks on me. How do they look to you?
Why, they seem all right. We're heading straight between them, sir.
That's just it. Somehow it doesn't seem right. They don't seem to be in the same position, the light position.
But, sir, those lights are inspected every month. And certainly the island doesn't move.
No, I guess you're right.
What's that?
Why, sounds like wind whistling overhead.
Captain, you were right, sir. Those lights were moved. We're heading straight for the reef.
The left engine! Pull us down!
Too late. We've grounded. Wait. I don't think so, sir. Look at the bow swing around.
By the great Hawkspoon. It's a miracle.
Yes, sir. We're passing the lights. We're back in the channel.
Back on the island, Jimmy and Professor Browning, unaware that Superman has taken the situation in hand, look on in amazement as the ship miraculously veers away, its bow barely touching the jagged reef before it swings back on its course, a brief fraction of a second before piling up.
It's positively incredible. I can't believe my eyes.
That ship stopped as if she'd hit a wall, and then swung around as if she were being pushed. Oh, here's Mr. Kent. Say, did you see what happened?
Yes, I did. Oh, it was a narrow escape. That ship came within a hair's breadth of going on the rock.
Oh, where were you watching it from?
Further down on the beach.
Oh, you smell of tar.
Huh?
It's like the tar they used to caulk seams on shipboard.
Do I?
Yes, Kent, you do. Why, your hands are covered with the stuff.
Say, where have you been?
Well, I was on the beach around the bend there. I picked up some seaweed, some kelp. That's probably what it is.
Kelp doesn't smell like tar, Mr. Kent.
Oh, it came off the piece of driftwood I was sitting on. Say, let's duck back into that passage before Deutsch's men start nosing around. They'll all be down on the beach in a minute, wondering how the ship escaped.
Good idea, Mr. Kent. Come along, Jimmy. Let me lead. I know the way.
Professor, do you know exactly what Deutsch plans to do with the radium he's mining on this island?
No, Kent, I don't. He's never told me.
Oh.
All I know is that he continually speaks of it in conjunction with a master plan, whatever that is.
Professor, Deutsch has a room of his own somewhere in that labyrinth of tunnels, hasn't he? A central office?
Yes, he has.
Good. I want you to lead us to it.
Oh, gosh, Mr. Kent, that's just what Deutsch wants you to do. Walk right into his trap.
Now, wait a minute. I don't intend to walk in, Jimmy. I'd just like to find a place where I could listen. Maybe find out a little more of what kind of madness Deutsch is up to.
He's cunning, Kent, and ruthless. You won't learn much from him.
Well, we might, if we're patient. And lucky.
And aren't discovered first.
Well, I can show you a passageway that crosses directly over Deutsch's room. Will that do?
That might do fine.
All right. Now, quiet, both of you.
All right.
We'll have to cross this tunnel, and it's going to be illuminated. We don't want anyone to catch us, not now. Look. Back there at the entrance of the tunnel. Some of Deutsch's henchmen sent to capture those sailors they expected.
Yes.
All right, now, quickly. Around this corner. Follow me. They've seen us. Down this passage. Quickly. Hurry. There, don't wait for me. I can't keep up. Nonsense, Professor. Here, grab my arm. We'll run together. Thank you, Mr. Kent. Quickly now. In this door.
Right. Well, look, Dr. Browning. Look what's in this room.
Books. Nothing but books. Yeah. Hundreds and hundreds of books. Just stacked up on the floor.
Gosh, what can they be doing with all these books?
I don't know, but we'd better lay low for a while. They'll be looking for us, and this time, if we're caught...
Meanwhile, in Deutsch's headquarters, carved deep in the rock of Volcano Island, the news that Jimmy, Kent, and Professor Browning have been seen has not yet been reported. Hans is explaining the loss of the ship to his chief.
But, Herr Doctor, it is true. I saw it with my own eyes. The ship stopped short only 20 feet in front of the reef. I saw it had struck. It stopped so quickly. And then I saw it swing around like it was being pushed.
It is incredible, Hans. You are trying to cover up your own failure with a fantastic lie. But ships do not stop short unless they strike something. They do not swing around unless something pushes them. Tell me, Hans, how does your fertile imagination explain such a phenomenon?
I do not know, Herr Doctor. I do not know. I only tell you what I saw. But one of the men claims he saw a mysterious figure swoop down and dive under the ship just before it stopped.
How do you take me for a child that you tell me such daring stories?
You know what this failure to get that ship means, Hans.
Yeah, Herr Doctor,
It means we have no additional men to work in the radium mine.
But what can we do?
I'll show you what we can do. Hello. Hello. Bring Professor Browning to me at once. Now at once. 12 ounces of radium. That is all we need. Then we are masters over all men. It requires 12 ounces of radium, Hans. And you will get it for me. Or else.
Yeah, Herr Doctor. I will get it.
Good. How long do the men work now?
They dig for 10 hours each day.
Starting today, it is 15 hours, Hans. Do you hear me? 15 hours.
Herr Doctor, they cannot stand it. We cannot give them enough food as it is, or enough sleep. They work underground. The air is foul.
12 ounces of radium, Hans. Tons of the pitch blende. Hundreds of tons. Thousands even. Pour it into the machine. The acid vats, they should be full 24 hours a day. The reduction tanks, they may never stop. Day and night and day until we have enough.
Doctor, if the machines break down under the terrible strain, then even the men who dig cannot help us.
Do not worry about that. Professor Browning will fix them. I have put a gun in his back before, and I will do it again. Yeah? Hello, what's it? Browning has escaped. How could that be? Yeah, the door was unbolted. But who? Never mind. He must be somewhere in these passages. Find him. I don't care how you do it, but find him and alive.
I heard you, Doctor. Browning gone, just when we need him most.
And you are responsible for this. How do these things happen? First the boy escapes. Now even the professor is gone. Can you do nothing?
Doctor, they have been sighted in tunnel number 7.
Yes? Tunnel number 7. I have an idea. I can catch 3 birds in one net. Hello. I have new orders for you. Now listen carefully. Seal all the entrances to tunnel number 7. Do you understand? Turn off all the lights. And then reverse the ventilation machine. Yeah? I said reverse them. Pump the air out of tunnel number 7. Yeah. Pump out all the air.
Once again, Deutsch's diabolical mind conceives a murderous plan to trap and possibly murder Kent, Jimmy, and Dr. Browning. What will happen when the life-giving air is pumped out of tunnel number 7? Can Kent save his friends without revealing his Superman identity?
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.
Kellogg's Pep, the build-up wheat cereal, invites you to rocket into the future with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet. Stand by to raise ship. Blast off minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
As roaring rockets blast off to distant planets and far-flung stars, we take you to the age of the conquest of space with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet. When a group of interplanetary government scientists working a secret project on the planet Mercury were reported suffering from Zero A, a dread disease that attacks men confined to small areas, Tom Corbett and his Space Academy unit mates were dispatched to investigate. There on the airless, forbidding surface of Mercury, they discovered that the scientists had been massacred by savage killers who used monstrous metal radio-controlled robots to accomplish their bloody end. And only great courage and skill enabled Tom and his friends to defeat the metal giants. As we join them now in the Polaris, Tom watches as Roger Manning straps on a body jet, preparing to join Astro, who was left to guard the grounded robots some distance away.
Hey, Roger, just what are you and Astro planning to do with that kit of tools and equipment?
Look, Tom, I've told you 8 million times. We're just going to examine the robots.
Examine them or tinker with them? Remember, those things are dangerous.
Correction, Junior. They were dangerous.
Okay, go ahead. But watch out for trouble. Remember that the killers who sent the robots after us may try to get them back.
Ah, space dust. You know what's wrong with you, Junior? This gloomy twilight zone is giving you the jitters.
Think so? All right, little boy. Run and play if you like, but remember, although you think of Mercury as just a big playground, it may still turn out to be a battleground. Space Academy Cruiser Polaris calling Venusport Station. Come in, Venus. Polaris to Venus. Come in, please. Blast it. Why don't they answer? Is that you, Roger? Hey, you're not Roger, or...
No, Cadet Corbett. We're neither Roger nor Astro. The spacesuits confuse you. But then that kind of confusion is quite normal in the type of melody.
Who are you, and how did you two get in here without setting off the alarm?
There was no alarm. The outer hatch was ajar.
Ajar? I told Roger to be careful.
Now, let's not get excited. Just relax and everything will be all right.
Relax? Why, you...
Stop, or I'll fire. And drop that winch.
Oh, a parallel ray gun, huh?
We'd have to use it on you, but
I know. You'd rather have one of your robots smash me to bits, wouldn't you? All right, you're 2-1 and you've got me. Now what?
Leslie, take off your helmet, will you? That should convince our young friend of something.
Don't bother. I wouldn't expect a dirty space crawler like you to... Great jumping Jupiter.
Hello, Cadet Corbett.
A girl in your collar and uniform.
Yes, I'm Leslie Everett of the Solar Guard Nurse Corps.
A nurse? But what in the
And
universe...
this is Dr. Ashton.
Commander Burke sent us here from Venus to help you.
But I don't get this. Where's the guard cruiser, the man weapons?
There is no cruiser. A freighter dropped us off in a jet boat.
And as for weapons, well, we hardly need those, do we? Except for my little ray gun here. And that's just to calm down anyone who becomes too, excitable.
Well, now I understand why they acted so funny when they said help was coming. Everyone thought I was just raving with zero-A fever.
Poor boy, it must have been terrible for you.
Yes, but things will be fine now. As dreadful as zero-A is, the cure is not difficult. I've had a good deal of experience with space psychoses.
Forgive me, Doctor, but I don't care if you've had experience with space fever. We need fighting men here, not medics.
We mustn't be violent. Just relax.
All right, I'm sorry, Doc. It's not your fault, but please get this straight. I'm not crazy. It's all true. Everything I reported to Venus Station is true.
You mean huge flying robots and a group of killers operating them by remote control?
Yes.
Well, we won't argue about it. But now, if you'll just roll...
Great galaxy, what do I have to do to convince you?
Tom.
What's the matter, nurse?
Doctor, I'm afraid I've gone zero-A, too.
That's ridiculous, Leslie.
Then look out the viewport there.
Flying monsters.
Those are robots.
And they're diving right at this ship.
We'll return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment, so stand by.
Spaceman, you know Tom Corbett says Kellogg's Pep is the best cereal he ever tasted. And Astro says he eats more Pep than anybody else at Space Academy. But this is even better. You know, the other day I was out on the spaceport landing strip, and even Roger Manning was talking about Pep. Well, he's a pretty hard man to please.
You know, you get thinking out here on the landing strip. Takes a lot of power to send a ship blasting off into space. There goes the Hydra. In a way, people need the right fuel just like a rocket ship. If you want to blast off with lots of drive and action in the morning, you have to put away some energy food like Kellogg's Pep. Pep gives you a good supply of food energy. Vitamins, too, like vitamin B1 and D. Something you really need to help keep up strength and vitality. And Kellogg's Pep tastes good, too. It's got the kind of flavor that makes you want an extra bowl full. Say, I think I'll go down to the Academy Mess Hall and have some Pep right now. And any space monkey that gets in my way will think he's been hit with a flock of meteors. When I want my Pep, I get my Pep. You spacemen listening, smarten up and ask your mom for Kellogg's Pep. You'll like it.
Well, that's just what Roger said, and he's right, too. Open a package of Kellogg's Pep tomorrow morning and pour yourself a heaping bowlful. 1 spoonful of that malty rich goodness, and you'll say just like Roger Manning, the spaceman cereal is Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P. Pep.
waiting impatiently for the help promised by the Solar Guard station on Venus, Tom Corbett has found they meant medical help, a doctor and nurse, instead of the men and weapons needed to safeguard the captured robots. As Tom tries to convince Dr. Ashton and Nurse Everett that he is sane and the robots really exist, they suddenly receive dramatic proof when two of the monsters appear and dive straight for the Polaris.
Those monsters, they're going to crash into the ship.
Great galaxy, Corbett. What can we do?
Nothing, but the Polaris should be tough enough to take it.
Suppose they hit up near the nose. They could topple us over.
Well, they might, so hang on. Wait. They're not going to ram us. They're landing near the tail.
Can they break into the ship?
Well, not for a while at least, but...
What's that?
What are they doing, Corbett?
What I was afraid of, attacking the vanes and rocket tubes.
Hey, Junior, how's everything in the ship?
Who's that on your radio?
It's Roger. Maybe he and Astro can help. Roger, listen. 2 new robots are attacking the ship.
Yeah, no fool.
Look, this is no joke. They're right here, and
Are you sure it's 2 new robots, Tom?
Well, of course I'm... Wait a minute. Where are you?
Oh, we're around. Cut it out, Roger. Tom, this is Astro. We're behind the rocks just east of the ship, and the robots...
Oh, I get it. They're the ones we captured. You found a way to work them.
That's right.
Oh, thank goodness.
And I thought we'd fly him to the ship without tipping you off first. Some joke, huh, Junior?
Yeah, some joke.
Hey, who was that?
That's Dr. Ashton, Roger. He and a nurse were sent here from Venus.
A nurse, huh? Well...
They came because Venus thought we'd gone 0A, and I guess maybe you have.
What's the idea of pulling a crazy stunt like this?
I was just giving you a little scare. I didn't know there was a girl aboard. Besides, there's no need to worry anymore. The killers are gone. They left long ago. We're the robot masters now. So get your spacesuits on. We'll give you all an exhibition of how we can control them. Oh, bring the doctor, too. And especially the nurse.
Goodness, aren't they the big, horrible-looking things?
You don't have to be afraid of the robots while I'm around, nurse. Wait till you see the tricks I can make them do.
The tricks we can make them do, hotshot.
Oh, yeah. Astro helps a little, too.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
A little. Listen, who traced the power connections and who
Never
was it?
mind, Astro. Let him show off for the lady. We'll get through faster and get away from Mercury. We don't have to stay now that we can get the robots aboard.
Oh, right, Junior. Come on, Astro. We'll get set up. Okay. I'll be right back, nurse. Don't go away.
I won't.
You know, Corbett, thinking of the robots as machines, not as grotesque humans, they don't seem so ugly.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, Doctor, with 6 arms and those short, thick legs like a huge hippopotamus?
Well, they're functional. Legs like that can support tremendous weight, and they keep the center of gravity low.
And that's right. And the arms are fitted with heavy claws, durasteel fingers, a drill, and look here, a sort of shovel.
Yes, I see, but you think all those things make them handsome?
Well, no, but they must have been wonderful miners.
Miners? You mean to dig?
Oh, yes, of course. You see, the men who operated them could stay at their base on the twilight zone here on Mercury and send these things out to the hot side.
Right, instead of going out themselves in diggers the way the Solar Alliance men had to do. What's more, I'm afraid they've already found what our men were looking for.
What was that, Cadet Corbett?
I don't know, nurse. You see, the project was top secret. Hey, everybody, we're ready. Watch this now. Presenting the newest ballroom team, Robert and Roberta Robot.
What in the world? Oh, why, those hideous monsters are dancing.
Perfectly ridiculous. Careful now. Keep them away.
That's right. Watch it. If they fall on us... Oh, don't worry. They won't. We've got this down to a science. Well, maybe you have at that. The controls aren't too complicated. True genius, my boy, is often simple. Get him.
Isn't it wonderful?
I am. Aren't I?
Surely those tiny hands transmitters of yours can't furnish power for such huge machines.
They have their own power supply, Doctor. The radio signal just activates it.
Right. Now watch this. Ready, Astro?
Ready.
Up they go!
They're climbing into the sky.
Roger, what's happening?
They're not responding to the controls.
Uh-oh. Look, they're coming down again. Toward us. Stop them. Stop them.
Good heavens, do something.
We can't. Someone must have taken over with stronger transmitters. The killers. They're still on Mercury.
Look, the robots are diving at us.
Get her. Head for the Polaris. Run! We made it. Come on, close the hatch.
Just in time. One of them nearly got me if it hadn't been for the light gravity. Hey, wait. There's only 4 here. Someone's missing. The doctor.
No, I'm here. You dragged me in. But where's Leslie?
Great Jupiter, I thought you were Leslie.
So did I when I saw you grab him.
But she's still out there with those robots.
She must have dodged between the rocks.
Open the hatch again. Hurry. See anything? Look, the robots. In the air. They're flying away.
Yeah, one of them's carrying something in its arms.
Great galaxy.
It's the nurse. Leslie, they've got her.
Oh, no.
Astro, get the rockets blasting. We're going after them.
Control deck to power deck. Reduce speed, 1/4 Astro.
Reduce speed, Tom.
Right, hurry.
Okay, reducing speed.
Corbett, what's the matter with you? Don't you want to catch them? Not yet.
Look, Junior, have you gone space happy?
No, we'll have to wait till they land.
But why? Why? Go after them now, man.
Then what? How do we knock off the robots in flight without killing the nurse?
He's right, Doc.
Good heavens, I hadn't thought. Can't you force them down somehow?
Impossible. Can you think of anything, Roger?
No, unless maybe...
Calling the Polaris. Calling the Polaris. Come in, Polaris.
Who's that?
This is the Polaris. Who are you?
Never mind, Zach. It's enough for you to know we've regained control of our robots. Your nurse's life is now in your hands. Give up. Surrender now, or you die before your eyes.
Great galaxy.
Rummy space rats.
Tell them we'll surrender, Corbett. We have no choice. We can't let Leslie be killed.
Of course not, but... Well, this maybe is a bluff.
No, Tom, he's not bluffing about Leslie. They'll kill her.
Yes, they'll kill her. Look at her held in the steel claws.
We've got to do something, Tom, and fast.
Wait, I've got a brainstorm that might work.
What is it, Tom?
Well, Polaris, you've taken long enough. What's your answer?
Here, Roger, talk to them, but stall as long as you can.
How can we be sure you only want to capture us, that you're telling the truth?
You're trying to waste time. There'll be no more of that. Look at the robot. Unless you surrender now, watch how it drops the girl.
Well, wait just a minute.
Stalling. Okay, Ransom, let her fall.
No, wait.
It's all right, Roger. Astro and I fixed it.
Look, she's still safe.
What's the matter? Why doesn't the robot... Why, those blasted cadets...
Tom, what did you do?
We took control of the robot with our main transmitter at full power. They can't drop her now.
Thank heaven.
Pretty smart thinking, Tom. Look, I'm going to land the robot. Follow it down.
Right. Stand by, Astro.
Standing by.
If you think your little trick is going to save the girl, you're wrong, my friend. You can't steal control of the other robot. We'll do the job with that.
Oh, no.
Is he telling the truth?
I'm afraid he is.
Yes, we only have one transmitter set up.
And the second robot's going down, too. Roger. Get the one with Leslie off the ground again. Fast.
I am, but the other one has the edge and speed now. You've got to do something.
Can't you clip the antenna off the way you did with the jet boat?
No, Astro. The Polaris is too big and fast, and if we missed one try, we wouldn't have time for another.
Just plow into it then. Knock it down.
We can't do that, Doctor. It's too near the ground. We'd crash, too.
But, Tom, the way you're diving at it now, we're sure to crash anyhow.
No, I'm going to pull up hard at the last minute. Roger, stand by to send Leslie's robot off at an angle. Okay, now. Here goes. Good. Now I'm going to pull out of the dive. Brace yourselves.
What good did that do, Corbett? You pulled up when we were still 100 feet from the robot.
That's right, Doctor, but when we went up, the jets and the tail swept right over
Well,
us.
that they did, Tom, and even those robots weren't built to withstand a blast of white-hot heat like that. Look, it's going down out of control.
By Jupiter, you're right.
Fast thinking, Tom. Now I can land the one that's carrying Nurse Leslie, and then we can get her aboard.
Right.
Yes, she'll be safe now, and so will we.
Okay, Polaris, you won that round and destroyed one of our robots. I promise you we'll win the next round, and that will be the last, because now you'll be destroyed.
Leslie, are you sure you're all right?
Well, I think I will be, Doctor, as soon as I can realize I'm really safe again. It's still a little hard to believe, you know.
I should think so, Nurse, after what you went through.
We should be shot for letting him catch you in the first place.
Oh, no. It wasn't your fault. You were all wonderful.
Well, yeah, the others were pretty helpful. I would have had much more trouble saving you alone.
Why, you bubblehead.
Easy, Astro. Is there anything we can do to make her more comfortable, Doctor?
No, I'll take care of her, Corbett. You boys had better get that robot aboard, since you feel you can't leave it behind.
Oh, why can't we?
I want the Solar Alliance to have it, not the killers. Astro, get down to the power deck, will you? Stand by to blast off.
Okay, Tom. I'll be ready when you are.
Roger, get on the controls of the robot. I'll open the hatch.
Tom, look!
There's a ship almost over us.
Great galaxy, they found us already.
Who is that?
The same men who tried to kill me?
Yes, they said they'd destroy us all.
Glad you waited, Cadet, because we have a little present for you. And here it is.
They're firing an atomic warhead.
Hold everybody down! Are you all okay?
Yeah. You all right, Leslie?
Yeah, but that was so close.
We're lucky it wasn't closer.
We have to get off the ground, Corbett, quickly.
We sure do. Control the power deck. Blast off, Astro, now.
I can't, Tom. The power tubes are damaged. I'm afraid we're stuck here for good.
We'll return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment. So stand by. Spaceman, you've been with Tom Corbett on flights through space. You've been with him on Mars and Venus. You've seen him in action at Space Academy, too. Well, now you can get Tom Corbett's picture on a magic moving picture eye. The magic eye is a plastic disc with Tom's picture in it. When you tilt it back and forth, the picture inside shows you exciting action. And besides Tom Corbett, there are other action pictures, too. One magic eye shows Bobby Riggs, famous tennis star. Another shows a Douglas skyrocket jet plane. And you can get as many as 16 different magic eye subjects. Planes, movie stars, trains, sports stars. And listen to this. You don't have to write in to get a magic eye. No, sir. No box tops, no waiting, nothing extra to pay. You get a magic eye free at no extra cost every time you get a package of Kellogg's Pep. Now think of it. There's a magic eye waiting for you inside every package of Kellogg's Pep. Get some magic eyes right away. Sew them on your jacket or belt. They really look swell. And the more you get, the better. So let's get going, spacemen. Remember, there's a magic eye free at no extra cost in each and every package of the build-up wheat cereal, Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P. Pep.
After rescuing Nurse Leslie, Tom, Roger, and Astro moved swiftly to get the captured robot aboard and blast off from Mercury before the enraged killers could find them. But suddenly a ship appeared overhead and fired an atomic warhead which crippled the Polaris, making escape impossible. Now, as the killer ship turns to make another bomb run, there appears to be no way to stop the attack which their enemy has promised will blow them to space dust.
Isn't there anything we can do to avoid being hit again?
We must do something. I don't see what... Yes, there's something. We can try it at least. The robot. Send it up, Roger.
Oh, what good will a robot do?
It isn't fast enough to catch a ship.
It doesn't have to. The ship is coming to us. The robot only has to intercept. Now, if it's still working...
It is working, Tom. There it goes.
Look, Junior, what do you expect?
No time to explain now, Roger. Just watch.
Look! Look, they're going to crash. Tom's done it.
No, they're not. They're clear. They're passing above it.
That's just what I wanted. Now their firing rocket tube is exposed.
What? Oh, great Jupiter, if only you can do it.
Do what, for heaven's sake?
Steady, Tom. Steady. There, you've done it.
Look, Doctor. Their ship, it blew up.
But how could it? What happened?
You tell him, Roger.
Well, Tom sent the robot smack into their firing tube. Their own warhead blasted them.
A brilliant maneuver. Brilliant. And now, Leslie, this time we're really safe. Thanks to the quick thinking and steady hand of Cadet Corbett.
You find any more of their gang in the wreckage, Tom?
Yes, 4 of them, Leslie, but all very dead.
The craters of Luna, I don't see how the leader ever came through alive.
Neither can I.
Can we talk to him, Doctor?
Yes, go ahead. Aside from a few bruises, he's perfectly all right. Amazing luck.
I don't know, Doc. You'll live to stand trial. That's not so lucky.
Don't worry, you good citizens of the Solar Alliance. You'll never put me on trial.
Get him. Sounds as if he thinks he can escape.
Look here. Just what were you doing on Mercury?
What were you using the robots for?
Mining what your stupid scientists were looking for on their top secret project. Natural plutonium.
Natural plutonium? But that's very rare. Most of it is made artificially.
On Earth, yes, but we found it here. It meant cheap atomic power, wealth.
Good thing we stopped you. Guys like you don't deserve wealth. You don't know how to use power.
You can stow the speeches, Cadet. I'm not interested.
Hey, I wonder if this gang wasn't just part of a larger outfit.
If so, the Solar Guard will find it and take care of it. Well, we've nothing to do now until the release shift comes. So, let's relax.
Don't miss the next action-packed adventure with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, when the cadets begin a dangerous masquerade and rocket into the atmosphere of death. Tune in, same time, same station on Tuesday for the next thrilling interplanetary adventure with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet. Brought to you by Kellogg's Pep, the build-up wheat cereal. Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, starring Frankie Thomas, can also be seen on television and appears in the comic sections of many of America's leading newspapers. Look for it daily and in weekend editions. Featured in today's cast were Jan Merlin, Al Markham, James Monks, and Connie Lemke. Today's program was written by Don Hughes, directed by Drex Hines. Jackson Beck speaking.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret. Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret.
And what a secret! In Kellogg's Raisin Bran, the tasty raisins are dipped in honeycomb. That means plumper, more tender raisins, along with delicious golden crisp bran flakes. Both fruit and cereal, all in one box. And no other raisin bran but Kellogg's gives you the tender goodness of raisins dipped in honeycomb. That's Kellogg's secret. So for your breakfast, make sure you get Kellogg's, because
Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret.
By the way, boys and girls, there's a swell story about Tom Corbett, the cadets, Captain Strong, Dr. Joan Dale, and Commander Arkwright in the new April issue of Radio Television Mirror magazine that just went on sale at your newsstand. You'll enjoy seeing pictures of all the cast at home in the Radio TV Mirror story.
This program has come to you from New
Designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
Escape with us now to a small fishing boat off the California coast and a night of terror and death at the hands of a brilliant madman as Bud A. Nelson tells it in his exciting story, 7 Hours to Freedom. The Pacific Ocean off the coast of Southern California usually thought of as calm and peaceful, but is very little danger. But don't take the Pacific for granted, or you'll be writing your name in foam and throwing it into the wind. There can be trouble out there. All kinds of trouble. The winter months are the leans along the coast. Lou and I scrape the bottom of the barrel to make fuel and stores for my boat, the Mary Widow. Rigging for mackerel is fishing the hard way. You've seen the mackerel fleet sneak up on the coast. Those ghostly cities and lights offshore. Guys like Lou and myself trying to make a payload with lights and stinking chum. Mashed, marinated muck you toss overboard with your bare hands to attract the fish. We were anchored alone west of Point Doom Whistlebury, about a mile out. It was dark except for the spot we flashed on the water, the flashing of headlights on Highway 101, where it dips down to the shore and did a run for Zuma Grade. There were mackerel around, and we were ready.
Come on, baby. Up you come.
And a boy, Lou. Keep them coming. Right. I'll move the chum out into the light.
Hiya, come on, kids. Reach out. Good, juicy, joey face. Come and get it. Oh, yeah. And a hot, low.
They're swarming into the spot. They whipped the edges, Lou. They're about ready for the net. Oh, look at them. 3 or 4 pounders.
Show me a spot, boy. Lay it right in front of me. They're ready for the net.
Current's offshore. Drag toward me.
Right.
Ease into him.
Oh, boy. They're hot and heavy. That net's alive.
Follow up.
Kind of. Green dynamite. Come on, kiddies. Come to top.
Beauties. Good boy, Lou. Keep them coming. Watch us. That's the way it works. If you hit it, you forget the smell, the scum, the numbness in your hands, the icy water in your boots. You forget you're heaving 30 to 50 pounds in the end of an 8-foot pole. And you see dollars pile up in the bin boards on your deck. You forget everything around you until they're gone. And you notice that there is a world around you.
Here we go. Screw by.
2 tons at least.
Yeah.
Looks like another wreck on Zuma Grade.
Yeah. Look at the headlights. People just can't pass up an accident.
Must be a pretty bad one. I'll take a boat any day. Well, let's get out of here. We can make it back in time for chow.
Yeah. 6 fried eggs, seasoned with Tabasco sauce, bowl of chili, and a pot of black coffee.
It sounds good to me. Oh, that stuff sure gets cold.
Yeah.
Now, get the anchor. Let's get out of here.
Fire up. I'm for it. Okay. Run up on it. Get in. Hold it.
What's the matter?
Anchor's falling. Come back down on it. Feels like rock.
Take a turn on the creek. Let the swell take it loose.
Hey, she's really caught fast.
Wait a minute, Lou. Give me some slack. I'll back off.
What's wrong?
I don't know. Yeah, come here.
What's up?
Look. Company.
Yeah. What the devil are those guys doing out here in a little rowboat at this hour?
They're either drunk or crazy.
They're sport fishermen. I don't see any tackle.
Ahoy there! Wait! Please wait!
Well, they're in trouble.
Look. Guy in the stern. Hunched over.
You get the boat hook, Lou. I'll rig a fender.
That tide's doing more good than the oars are. These boys aren't seamen.
No. Watch the roll when he pulls you alongside. Hey, you in the bow. Catch the rack. Hold yourself off.
Come on, we have an injured man here. Lend a hand.
Yeah, sure.
Now, get aboard. Ellis, help Stacy.
Help him? Head weight.
Give me your hand.
Thank you. Now, my injured friend. You in the skiff. Hand him to me. Now, right here. Lift him as high as you can. Now, slip Slip your hand out. Okay. There. Got him. Now, Lou, open the hatch to the cabin. Right. And move that gear off the bunk. Unfortunate thing. Very unfortunate. Now, hand me the first aid kit. Now on the bulkhead behind you. Completely unnecessary. Efficient shooting, wouldn't you say? Perilously near the heart. Yeah. Fatally near. Yeah, put the kit back. It's too late. How this happen? Loaded gun. Yes. Loaded gun in expert hands. This may be pretty funny to you, mister, but I don't think it'll go over very big with the police. The police? No, I suppose not. Poor Stacy, his fourth and final loss. What, mister? What's the story? Oh, that's right. You came in at the end. But first... What's your gun for? Your protection. And mine. Forgive me, young man, for pointing this at you. I'll use it only to establish command. Outside. Go on.
Bert, I'm getting pretty sick of your fancy yapping and no action.
Yeah, mastermind. You got us into this. Now come up with a way out. My friends despise me, Captain. Look at them. Young Ellis.
Shut up, Burke. I warned you.
He's a coward, a thief, and a murderer who fancies himself equal to any known knife artist.
You know I'll kill you, don't you, Burke? If it's the last thing I do, I'll cut that fat off of you.
It will be the last thing you do, Ellis. And Dowd there. He killed 2 men, wasn't it, Dowd? 2 defenseless men.
Feed on, you greasy slob. You're digging a grave with your tongue.
And Stacy. Poor dead Stacy.
Keep talking, Bert. Keep flapping your big mouth while the law sets up another trap. Why don't we get rid of these 2 punks and get moving?
Yeah, give me that gun, Bert. You ain't got the guts to do nothing. You all talk. Give me that gun.
Stay right where you are, Ellis. You 2 down. I supplied the intelligence that saw us this far, and I really don't need you anymore. Sit down. Both of you sit down right by that tank.
Yeah, yellow Bert. Plain dirty yellow. Make me sit down. Go on, Bert. Make me sit down.
I don't want to have to fire this gun. Sound carries over water.
Talk big, Bert, while you've got that gun.
The only gun, Dowd. That highway is swarming with police cars now. They're saying dead or alive. The choice is up to you. Make one move toward me or these fishermen, and I make the choice.
You make that choice. You chose to lead us into a trap because you didn't have the guts to shoot a measly highway cop. You got Stacy shot. You wrecked the car. Then you nearly drowned us in that leaky rowboat.
You can thank me in that leaky rowboat that you're alive right now. I feel very kindly toward that rowboat. Pull with the board. Go on, pull with the board. You 2 may need it. One false step and you'll find yourselves adrift. Captain, get the anchor up. Take in the slack and get hold. 9 parts of the Reports by this pistol, Captain. Our destination is Mexico. A world of warming. I seen this camp below. These fools I got through prison walls have turned against me. But I still have a pistol. How far is the international border? 7, 8 hours. I prefer 7. 7 hours to freedom. My freedom. And Some 7 hours for us to consider your fate.
You can start out to count the laughs in the Red Skelton Show, but you'll wind up laughing so hard yourself you'll lose the count. No question about it, Red Skelton is a very funny man with a very funny show. And this fall you hear Red Skelton every Sunday evening on CBS. Rated a top comedian, Skelton has a special form of humor, a unique brand of madcap hilarity that leaves him gasping. You have a grand time. It's entertainment at its best. Be sure to listen to the Red Skelton Show every Sunday evening over most of these same CBS stations. And now, we return you to Escape.
Dawn broke with the Los Angeles harbor light well in our stern. Mary Widow's bow pointed at Mexican waters, and a pistol in Burke's fat hand setting the course. The morning was foggy. Other things were clear. Someone along Zuma Beach would find their rowboat missing. We had a dead man in the cabin, and the lives of Lou and I hung on the brim of a fat maniac. Our only hope was a radio. I switched the frequency to Coast Guard, flipped the mic to transmit, and hoped that someone would be listening. It's more pleasant up here on the beach, Captain. The cabin is somewhat stuffy. What's your master plan for the body? We'll load some things, dead man. Much as I'd like to dispose of it, we can't risk covering our trail. Let us hope there will be no more. There needn't be, you know, if you cooperate. Yeah, the Merry Widow's at your disposal, Mr. Burke. As long as you hold that gun on the crew, there's no choice but to take you to Mexico. We don't have too far to go. Just about due west of Long Beach, making 18 knots. You are unduly nervous, Captain. Is it the pistol? Look at our friends huddled together down there in the stern. Planning my assassination, and no doubt yours. You understand the situation, don't you? Now, then I'll tell you. The scum and I are your buffers, your guardians against the plotters back there. In exchange for this protection, you give me transportation. In 2 hours, I will be a free man, and I shall go my way unloved. Maybe. Radio. The radio. I underestimated you, Captain. Very clever. Well, I tried. I assume I've been broadcasting for some time. You have. Direct to United States Coast Guard. I bow to you. How stupid of me. And you. Up to this point, you've shown some intelligence. These heroics give me no choice. All right, go ahead and shoot. You're piling the rocks before you hit San Diego. You'll never see Mexico. Lou's no pilot, none of you are. You're right. You are still useful. Resume your course. Look, Burke, you're supposed to be the brains of the outfit. If you're even half smart, you'll get in that skiff and head for shore. You better not be on this boat when the Coast Guard catches up with us. If you're a religious man, Captain, I would suggest that you pray they don't catch up with us. Look, mister, my advice to you is to launch that skiff and hit for the beach. You're a fool, Captain. Until your little stratagem shows tangible results, I wait. And you live. Resume your course. Newport Harbor bore up our bow, swung a beam, and slid past the stern. With it went my hopes of help from the Coast Guard out of Newport. No more stations now until San Diego. At the foot of San Clemente's red tile roofs, I saw a Santa Fe streamliner rushing north towards Los Angeles. I wished I was on it and headed in the same direction. How far are we from the border, Captain? 5-6 hours. Good. If the Coast Guard heard your radio, they don't seem to be rushing to your rescue. Take another look, Burke. Dead ahead and bearing down. Hold your course. Don't try to attract them, or you'll die right where you stand. You move! Yeah. Stay where you are. Hold your course, Captain. Mister, that's a Coast Guard picket boat. They got guns. Ellis, down. Stand up and wave. Make it look friendly. Don't overdo it. You, Captain, wave too. Wave, wave. Look at the fools. The friendly fools waving back. We're just friendly fishermen. They didn't even cut their speed. Two herringbone wakes met, merged playfully, overlapped and faded. With them went my hopes of help from outside. Our only chance now was to get Burke's gun. The fish lines. But they were back on the clean chute, neatly whacked. I turned to look. Gone. 3 lines gone. My hand rested on the clutch lever, cast bronze, complete with grip and detachable. I had to get that gun. It fit the key, but left the lever on. Come here! I want to talk to you. Got a deal. I've been expecting this. They're ready to cooperate. You, down the ladder. Just in case our good captain entertains any rash notions, you will be our hostage. Go ahead. Happy to oblige. Step right back to the little group here. I watched helplessly while you led the way aft where 2 criminals sat, backs to the bait tank. Their roses lurched toward them against every roll and pitch of the boat. Ellis suddenly stepped between Lou and Burke. The pistol roared harmlessly. Burke slumped balloon-like as Dowd tore the pistol from his hand. Ellis, knife in hand, kept slashing.
No, fellas, lay off! No! Lay off, I said! Give me that knife! Give me that! Said I cut him, the fat slob. He didn't believe me, eh? Look at him! Blood! Blood and blood! Come on, Lou! Up that ladder there to your buddy! Go on!
Yes, sir.
Set down there, stay put. You, the buster, keep this thing moving. Which way? Like Burke said, Mexico. As long as we come this far, we go all the way. Move in. Driving closer to shore. How close? I'll tell you how close. Hey, now, wait a minute. I'll pick out a spot to beach the skip. Then we'll move back outside the 3-mile limit until dark, so that Mexican patrols can't find us. Ain't that nice? At dark, I move in as close to shore as I can. When you go ashore in the skip, I head back up the coast. Just like that, huh? Buster, you better pick a good spot to make a landing, because you're going in with us. Going with you? What about this boat? We've hit Mexican authorities. We're gonna drive this boat right up on the beach, that's what, right up on the beach. Reckon? But we draw close to 10 feet of water. We're ground, the city block offshore. So what? I can swim. Got nothing to worry about. You ain't gonna need this tub no more. Look, Dowd. If we beach this boat, we mark the spot where you go ashore. But put in by skip and you won't attract any attention. My radio shot, it's 2 hours run back to San Diego. I can't holler anything that'll hurt you. It ain't 2 hours to Mexican cops. I can't go to Mexican cops. I haven't got a clearance. I'm not going to pull into a Mexican port and have my boat impounded on me. I told you how it's going to be.
As soon as the Mexican authorities find this boat is starting on board, they'll know you boys are over the border and how you got there.
Yeah? Yeah. Maybe you've got something. No, I'll talk it over with Ellis. Don't try no... We've got a fake engine trouble. The master switch. One of us has to get down to the engines. The short hose on the manifold cooling system. Port engine side, salt water intake. Yeah? It's our only chance. Disconnected. Foul the Bill's pump screen. Flood the builders? Yeah. We risk fire, but it's our only chance to frighten guys into the skip. Got it, he's coming back. That's the way it's gonna be. Now, like I said first, pile it on the beach. Now let's go. Oh, okay. What's the matter?
Are you okay up there, Doc?
No, just quit. Not even beating these engines. She's hot.
Get it going.
Now I have to get at the engines down below.
No, you don't.
Step on the starter.
Come on, try it.
It's hot, I tell you. 180 degrees. Oh, look for yourself. It's 40 degrees too hot. What does that mean? Means I got to...
No, you don't.
Who? You know what to do?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Check the oil filter first in the screen ahead of the pump. Wait a minute, you.
Okay.
Try it again first. Go on. It's no use. The trouble's down the engine room. Go on, Lou.
Well, get down in the hole with this guy. Keep an eye on him.
Okay, sure.
Come on! Come on, you hurry it up down there.
Tell them to try it now. I found the trouble. Tell them it's fixed.
Hey! Right now, say!
That was it. Keep it focused. Plenty of water now. Plenty. Good.
Plenty of water. All the salt water that should be flowing through the water jackets of two big exhaust pipes pouring into the bilges. And two red-hot manifolds absorbing all the heat of the two big engines. I took a sight on the hull. Chine line 2 feet above water. Bilge pump sucking nothing but air. 10 minutes, 5 to 6 inches lower. Half hour, 1 foot down. 3/4 of an hour, 18 inches lower. Water would be climbing up to drown out the batteries. Exhaust pipes, white hot. I yanked the release in the CO2 system. White clouds sizzled up from below.
Fire! Fire! We're taking! We'll try water!
Get the skip over the side before it explodes. Fire extinguisher, Lou. Cover me, I'm going below. Get the skip over. Don't stand there now.
Push it over the rail! We're getting out of... Let's get out of here! Wait! Get down below! Wait! You can't leave us here to sing! Come on!
You all right down there, Jeff? Rats left us.
I'll be right up.
Phew. We really overdid it. The wood was smoldering.
You're telling me. Batteries wet?
Inch to go.
Oh.
Boy, that manifold was hot. We didn't make it.
Look at our friends beat water.
Yeah, this proves the story about rats and sinking ships. Well, come on, Lou. Up on the bridge. Watch their faces now.
Hey, you got the water pump back in the well?
No, we need that water in the building. Boy, we fall awake like a little Queen Mary.
Not enough 2,800.
That's still a little hot. I want 3,000. Look behind us. Oh, wait, like a destroyer. Come on, baby. Big bird, 3,000. Turn, come on, around. That's a nice tight circle. What?
What are you going to do? Crash them?
The last them with our wake. We let chop hit their skiff from 4 sides. You think they're in a sou'easter?
Look it down. Trying to get a bead on it.
There they go, capsize. That's just what I want.
Yeah. Hang on to the keel of the boat.
Let them take wood for about half an hour. Whether that water's cold.
You should know.
Let's see if Brown's still got a gun.
I can't tell. Looks like he
has. They won't have for very long. His hands will get so numb, you think they're sawed off. off the ship while we wait. But on your way back, we got the fellow Johnny Walker. Might as well enjoy ourselves now that we got them guys where we want them. I wonder about prices. Mackerel? $42. No, give me that. Not bounty. Reward. The state of California is a smuggling zone. Irish, 2 tons spoiled mackerel, 1 radio transmitter, 4 escaped convicts, 2 of them on ice. Well, get the bullhead load. 2 rivals ready for the gas.
Escape is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald. Today we have brought you 7 Hours to Freedom by Bud A. Nelson, with Jack Moyle starred as Jeff. Featured in the cast were Stan Waxman, Jack Cushion, Barney Phillips, and Lou Krugman. The special music for Escape was arranged and played by Ivan Ditmars. Ladies and gentlemen, next week, Escape will present one of the most unusual and terrifying stories of recent years. The Earth Abides by George Stewart, especially adapted for radio by David Ellis. It's a story of such scope that the producers of Escape, to dramatize its full impact, are presenting it in 2 episodes. So listen next week when we bring you the story of a man who wakes one morning to find human life has practically vanished from the face of the earth. CBS's lovely red-headed Saturday night comedian, Lucille Ball, pays an extra visit to CBS, the Star's address, tonight. Lucille will be the special guest of Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy. More famous guests, Mr. and Mrs. Ronald Coleman, will pay one of their hilarious calls on Jack Benny. And don't forget, it's later today that Frank Sinatra starts his new Sunday afternoon series on this network over most of these same stations. Now, stay tuned for Make Believe Town, which follows immediately on most of the CBS stations. Roy Rowan speaking. This is CBS, where you spend an hour with Frank Sinatra every Sunday afternoon, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot roastin' present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Visions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol! In today's transcribed Space Patrol adventure, Buzz and Happy are in a private space cruiser heading toward Jupiter when suddenly... It's a cosmic torpedo right off our port side. Who could be firing at us? I don't know, but he's within range. The next blast will get us shore.
He hit us that time, sir. The power's gone.
Well, that's not all, Hap. The hull's punctured. We're losing all our air. We'll return in just a moment with today's exciting Space Patrol adventure, Treachery in Outer Space.
Say, what kind of a jet jalopy are we riding in anyhow, Captain Two-Bells? We'll never get to Terra City at this speed.
I know what's the matter. This surface car's just got ordinary fuel in it. Well, we'll drive it to the filling station here and fill her up with super fuel. Let's try her now.
Wow, this jet car is supercharged now.
Sure thing. There's super fuel in it. And, gang, there's a little lesson in this for you. Ordinary fuel for breakfast, you're just a putt-putt. Super fuel for breakfast, you're supercharged. So, gang, my advice is eat the super fuel Buzz Corey has in the morning. I mean wheat checks and rice checks, the super cereals that help to supercharge you. Real swell tasting, and they both have that modern bite-sized design for easy eating. So don't be a putt-putt. Eat the delicious super cereals that help to supercharge you. Rice checks and wheat checks. And remember, inside the package, there's a mysterious magic space picture. And now, today's Space Patrol adventure, Treachery in Outer Space. Commander Corey and Cadet Happy and their space battle cruiser Terra 5 are headed toward Jupiter, where Buzz is to hold a conference with the governor of that giant planet. But they've just received a message concerning a wanted bandit ship reported in the area, and Buzz has changed vector to head toward Jupiter's third moon.
There's no sign of another ship in the viewscope, Commander. Maybe the pilot of that Saturn patrol ship was mistaken.
The ship he was chasing may have already landed on Jupiter's third moon.
Then it's going to take us a long time to locate it, sir. Number 3 isn't a very big moon, but it's still got a lot of surface.
More area than we have time to search right now, even for 1 million credits worth of amplitron.
But, sir, if we're not going to search for this ship, why are we going to the third moon?
I'm going to pay a visit to the Gold Star Express spaceport. It's the one spaceport on number 3 moon where they don't ask many questions.
You didn't say it was a small cargo job?
But that's all. There are dozens of small cargo ships shuttling between Jupiter's 12 moons, and the Saturn's moons, for that matter. The Gold Star Express operates 3 or 4.
Not a very big outfit.
No, but you get a lot of revenue by repairing ships owned by even smaller operators. The working ship isn't always of very high standard, you remember.
Yeah, that's what Gold Star got in trouble about last year.
Of course, Rex Scranner may have learned his lesson. We'll have a talk with him, and then we'll blast off for Jupiter City.
Loring? The amplitron's all unloaded.
Oh, Mr. Scranner. I've been crawling all over the spaceport trying to find you.
Yeah. Yard foreman told me. What's the trouble?
Slate Rackman is out to get you.
I'm not surprised after that neat double-cross my boys just pulled on him. We're in the big time now, Loring. We're as big as Rackman himself. Well, we will be after we dispose of that amplitron.
Yeah, but what about Rackman?
I outsmarted him once, I can do it again. Another deal. We let him plan the whole robbery, how to get the crates of amplitron out of the Saturn warehouse, then we step in a day early and do it ourselves. So we don't have to split them. Now stop worrying and see that my ship's ready. I want to blast off at Venus in an hour.
You can't blast off.
What do you mean I can't blast off? Got to make arrangements to dispose of the amplitron.
It's just what Rackman's waiting for. He's going to blow your ship to bits.
Sure of this, Loring?
Ask Broder. He overheard a couple of Rackman's men talking about it in that Saturn City hangout of theirs.
Well, he's not going to bluff Rex Scranner. I'm blasting off of Venus on schedule.
Yeah, but Mr. Scranner, you know that cruiser of his. He's got weapons on it that could fight off a space patrol squadron. You wouldn't stand a chance.
Commander Corey aboard Terra 5 calling Gold Star Express, Jupiter Moon number 3.
Commander Corey?
Commander Corey calling Gold Star Express Spaceport.
I'll talk to him. Gold Star Spaceport to Commander Corey. Rex Scranner here.
Mr. Scranner, I'm 5 minutes out of Moon number 3. I want to land at your port and talk to you.
Why, certainly, Commander. What about?
I'll explain when I get there. I need your cooperation.
Of course. I'll have the space lock cleared for you.
Fine. Hurry out.
Why do you suppose he's coming here? He must suspect something about the amplitron.
If it was a regular Saturn to Jupiter patrol ship, I'd say you were right. But Corey wouldn't be here so soon after the robbery.
Suppose he starts looking around.
You won't find anything. We'll hide the amplitron cases underground. We'll spray the rocket exhaust of the ship that brought it in with liquid air. It'll be as cold as if the ship hadn't been spaceborne for 2 days. Get the crew on that right away.
Yes, Mr. Scranton. Say, why can't we get Corey to go after Rackman? After all, Rackman threatened your life.
Corey'd want to know why. Wouldn't be smart to tell him.
Yeah, but maybe we could work it something like this. Tell Corey that you want to make up for that jam you were in last year and tip him off about some crime Rackman did.
would get Rackman out of the way. But he might suspect who informed on him. I'd still have Rackman's gang to contend with.
There must be somebody we could use him.
Wait a minute, I've got it. Instead of getting Corey to go after Rackman, we get Rackman to go after Corey. Now listen, when Corey lands, I'll bring him in here. You have Rackman. I'm sorry, Commander. Your ship's the only one to come into our Gold Star spaceport in the last 16 hours. Business has been pretty slack.
Well, has any ship requested landing permission and then canceled within the last few hours?
No, I've been here all the time myself. I'd know about such a call.
Happy, you checked over those ships in the repair hangars. What do you think?
Well, 2 of them were small cargo jobs, but by the looks of them, they've been there for days. The rocket exhausts aren't even warm.
I see. And as I promised you, Commander, I'll notify the Space Patrol Jupiter whenever a ship does come in, for any reason at all.
Fine, Mr. Stranner.
What was that?
Came from the direction of our ship. Come on.
It sounded like the whole atmosphere dome collapsed. Hey, smoke and rockets, Commander, look. Somebody backed their truck into our ship.
Worse than that. He rammed a metal beam right through the hull. That clumsy ox. I'm going out there and tell him. You tell your driver to pull the truck straight ahead now. I think the Endurium beam will pull out without causing any more damage. You heard the commander, Mr. Loring. Tell that driver to move that truck.
Yes, Mr. Stranner.
All right, Davis, move it. Forward this time.
That's clear.
Well, the next thing is to get it repaired. Commander, I hold myself personally responsible for this inexcusable accident. My company will repair the damage.
All right, Mr. Stranner. But let's wait till Happy comes out of the ship. Maybe we don't have the men and equipment. Some delicate wiring is affected.
Fool couldn't have backed his truck into that old cargo hulk. No. He's got to pick the flagship of the Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol.
That could have been worse. The driver didn't do it intentionally.
You're very gracious about it, Commander. And since you insist, I won't fire them.
Doesn't look so good, Commander. I mean, as far as a quick blast-off's concerned.
What's the damage?
Well, outer and inner hulls are pierced, the power cable broken, emergency air supply conduit snapped in two. Nothing really difficult to repair, but well, it'll take some time. 3 hours, anyway.
Now, my men will get on it right away. I'll have them drop everything else.
3 hours. It'll make me late for my appointment at Jupiter City.
Well, we could space it in for a patrol ship to come and get us.
Why don't you take my private cruiser over there? It's quite fast. I'm sure you'd have no trouble operating it.
Won't you be needing your ship?
No, not until tomorrow. By then, your ship will be ready.
Well, if you're sure it's not an inconvenience, I'll take you up on it.
Excellent. That makes me feel a lot better.
And if you don't mind, we'll blast off right away.
The ship's all ready.
Good. Pat, let's get some of our gear out of Terra 5.
Right.
It worked, Mr. Stranner.
Well, Loring, let's see if Rackman will carry out his threat to blast my ship to bits.
Don't worry, Chief.
Bad little ship, Commander. Stranner keeps it in pretty good shape.
Yes, but I don't care much about using a civilian ship for official business.
You know, I honestly think Stranner would have been offended if you had refused.
Still, if it wasn't such an urgent appointment with the governor, I'd have waited for one of our patrol ships.
Well, we ought to get to Jupiter City right on the nose, sir. Wow, what was that?
Cosmic torpedo right off our port side.
Cosmic torpedo?
I'll take the controls, Happy. Put on the rear view scope.
Yes, sir.
One of our patrol ships must be firing at us.
Without a spacephone challenge?
Maybe Stranner's spacephone receiver's out of order. It seems all right. The meter's checked.
Wow. That was too close. It rocked his ship. Commander, look in the view scope. It's another private cruiser, and it's closing in.
Happy, go to the locker, get a couple of spacesuits. If our hull gets punctured, we'll still have a chance.
All right, Commander.
I'll try to find out what this space pirate wants. Private cruiser J3587 calling private cruiser S642. Hold your fire. Hurry with the suits. Cruiser S642. Hold your fire. This is Commander Corey of the Space Patrol and cruiser J3587.
What do you think you're fooling, Stranner? You're not fooling.
This is not Stranner. It's Stranner's ship, but this is Commander Corey. Who are you?
Yes, well, I'm the Secretary General.
Who are you? Stop firing those torpedoes and answer me.
Nice try, Stranner. That's Commander Corey gag, I mean. But you get only full, straight, right, and one.
Happy! Knock the power out. Hurry with those spacesuits. These blasting the ship to pieces. We're losing air. We'll return to Space Patrol in just a moment. Hey, watch it. Hold everything. Here he comes. And he's running right this way. Wow! That's a boy here in the neighborhood, gang, and he's always supercharged. Eats rice checks and wheat checks. That's why they're the super cereals that help to supercharge you. Uh-oh, he's running right in this direction again. I better get out of the way fast. Man, that boy has the speed of Buzz Corey himself. Well, gang, how about it? How about getting supercharged so you can whiz along just like that? Here's all you do. Have a good power breakfast with rice checks or wheat checks, the delicious bite-sized super cereals. They help to turn on your starter, help to make you bright as a light, help to keep you right on the beam. So don't wait. Get rice checks and wheat checks today. The swell-tasting super cereals that help to supercharge you. And remember, inside of every rice checks and wheat checks package, there's a mysterious, magic space picture. And now back to our Space Patrol adventure, Treachery in Outer Space. Slake Rackman is blasting Rex Stranner's spaceship, believing his double-crossing partner is inside it. Actually, Stranner has plotted so that Commander Corey and Cadet Happy are in the ship. Thus, Stranner figures he's saving his own life and at the same time eliminating Buzz Corey. At this moment, Buzz and Happy are in the badly battered private space cruiser trying to get into spacesuits as their air pressure rushes through twisted hull plates into outer space. Into the airlock. Quickly, Happy.
I can't breathe.
We can put on our spacesuits in there. Hurry, Hap.
Yes, sir. There's no air in the lock either.
It escaped when we open the hatch. I'll turn the valve up.
Oh, that's better.
Get your suit on quickly, Happy.
We're going to jump out of the ship, sir?
Not if that cruiser stops firing at us.
What did he say his name was, sir?
Rackman. He's after Stranner.
Isn't he ever going to stop?
Going to be sure no one's left alive in this ship.
I've got my suit on, sir. I'm ready to leave the airlock anytime you are.
Close your helmet faceplate and we'll go back into the control section.
Ready, Commander. With the inner hatch. Wow, what a mess. If we'd stayed in the control section, we'd have been finished for sure. Rackman sent a torpedo right through here. Where is he now? The view scopes are wrecked. Look through the nose port. See that streak of flame? Hey, he's leaving us. Because he figures he's finished Stranner. Men are sure lucky you thought of these spacesuits when you did that big hole in the ship. We'd be finished by now. We'll phone Jupiter Space Patrol and have them send the ship after us. But the spacephone is knocked out. Use the ones in our suits. Hope they'll reach Jupiter. Just hope Rackman doesn't come back. Say, why do you suppose he's so anxious to do away with Stranner? That's just what I've been wondering, Happy. First we gotta find out who Rackman is. Then we may have it. Stranner's sure lucky he wasn't aboard. I'll bet he wouldn't have thought of the spacesuits until it was too late. For the time being, we'll keep this little incident a secret within the Space Patrol. We won't release any public reports. Let this Rackman assume he got rid of Stranner, and we'll watch for his next move. I see what you mean, sir. If you found out it actually was you and Stranner, you'd be going to hiding. But wait, our next move is to reach Jupiter. Emergency call to Space Patrol Jupiter. Commander Corey and damaged private cruiser off number 3. Over.
Well, Loring, I'd say Corey's had plenty of time to reach Jupiter City.
Should we check to see if he's arrived yet? Just to be sure?
Yeah. We'll notify Jupiter City Space Patrol that the commander's ship has been repaired, that it can be picked up any time it's convenient. That'll show the Space Patrol that we're very cooperative. Then maybe they'll let us know if something happened to Corey.
What do you mean, if? What chance would Corey have in your ship against Rackman's armored job?
Right. Now, while I call Jupiter Space Patrol, you give the boys orders to start loading those crates of amphitron. I'll take them to Venus right away.
But suppose the Space Patrol comes to pick up Corey's ship while we're loading.
What if they do? Are they going to suspect us of loading stolen goods right in front of them?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You're sitting pretty, Loring. Rackman got rid of Corey for us. And when he finds out it was Corey and not me, he'll go into hiding. He won't dare show his face anywhere. Order the men to load the amphitron. I'll call Jupiter Space.
Space Patrol Jupiter calling Commander Corey. Space Patrol Jupiter calling Commander Corey. Corey here, go ahead. 2 ships are on the way to the location you've given us, Commander. The patrol ship to bring you and the cadet to Jupiter City. and a space tug to get the damaged ship out of the space lanes. Good. Sure to inform all personnel not to reveal information as to who was in this ship. Yes, sir. Oh, Commander, we've heard from Gold Star Express Spaceport on moon number 3. Yes? Mr. Scranner says the Terra 5 has been repaired and that they're waiting further instructions. Send Scranner this message. You will be informed when Space Patrol personnel will arrive to remove Terra 5. Your cooperation appreciated. I have it, sir. Do I put your signature on it, sir? No, keep my name out of it. Your commanding officer will sign it. I'll take it to Colonel Harris immediately, Commander. Thank you. Hurry out. Are you going to let somebody else bring our ship back to Jupiter City, Commander? No. You and I will go back to moon number 3 when we finish our business on Jupiter. For the time being, I don't want anyone outside of the space.
Men are loading the Amplitron cases into that Class C cargo ship, Mr. Scranner. You ought to be ready to blast off in an hour.
Good.
Heard anything about your ship, or Corey?
I received a spaceogram saying that Space Patrol personnel would pick up the Terra 5. It was signed by Colonel Harris of Jupiter Space Patrol.
If it's just a routine pickup of the ship, why would the colonel be involved?
Exactly. Now, why wouldn't Corey's name be on the message? Obviously, because there's no longer a Commander Corey. I've seen it happen before, Lauren. This is the kind of official smokescreen that always goes up before some important announcement.
Private Cruiser S642 calling Gold Star Express Spaceport on Jupiter Moon number 3.
That's Rackman.
I know what he wants. But remember, you don't know anything about me except that I blasted off some time ago.
Private Cruiser S642 calling Gold Star Express Spaceport Jupiter number 3.
Gold Star Express, Jupiter number 3. Go ahead, Cruiser S642.
I would like to speak to the person in charge.
Oh, that'd be Mr. Scranner, but he isn't here now.
I know that. But who is in charge if Mr. Scranner's absent?
Why, I guess I would be Bart Loring.
Oh, Loring. Yeah, sure. This is Slate Rackman.
Yes, Mr. Rackman.
Well, you probably know I had an arrangement with Mr. Scranner.
Well, yes, he mentioned it.
I'm sure he did. However, since Mr. Scranner isn't coming back, that puts you in charge of Gold Star Express.
I don't understand. What do you mean Mr. Scranner isn't coming back?
Well, he made the mistake of double-crossing me on that Saturn Emptitron deal. I have just blasted his spaceship apart. Now, I would plan that your port and talk to you.
Oh, what about?
My share of the Emptitron.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, don't be a fool, Laurie. Now that Scranner is gone, come in with me. If you don't, I'll send a cosmic torpedo into your atmosphere shell and destroy every one of you. Now, what do you say?
All right. Let me make a deal. Act scared.
What do you mean, act? You heard what he said. Mr. Rackman.
Yeah, Laurie.
I'll be glad to discuss your proposition.
Good. And in case you plan anything clever, one of my men in another spaceship has instructions to blast your atmosphere shell down. If I'm not spaceborne in 13 minutes.
Just come in, Mr. Rackman. I'm sure we can reach him. Come in, Mr. Rackman.
I'm glad to see you're a man of sense, Laurie. Far more sensible than Scranner. Now, let's get down to cases. Where's the Emptitron?
It's being loaded into a ship, Rackman.
Scranner,
You left me to die in my ship.
But who was in it?
Commander Corey of the Space Patrol.
He did say it was Corey on the spaceophone.
You thought it was a trick. Of course, you were so anxious to do away with me.
Well, I'm glad it was Corey. Now you and I can operate without much fear of being caught. Now, look here. Here's my proposition.
Let it, Rackman. I don't need you anymore. But I can give you a small job in my outfit. In an advisory capacity.
Me? Work for you? Why, you're nothing but a space mechanic and a small-time one at that.
You got your choice, Rackman. Come in with me and keep quiet. I'll tell the Space Patrol who blasted my ship and destroyed Commander Corey. Well, which is it?
All right, Scranner. I'll come in with you.
I hope you appreciate how big-hearted I am.
Yeah, sure.
Space Patrol Cruiser J-83 calling Gold Star Spaceport, Jupiter Moon number 3.
I'll handle it. You keep quiet. Gold Star Spaceport to Space Patrol. Go ahead.
I'm acting on instructions of Colonel Harris at Jupiter Space Patrol headquarters. I'm bringing in the pilot who will fly Commander Corey's space battle cruiser back to Jupiter. Do I have permission to enter your atmosphere, Joe?
Of course. The Terra 5's all ready.
Good.
Space Lock will be ready at your approach.
Thank you. Space Patrol cruiser J-83 out.
Yeah. Well, Rackman, it looks as though you did a good job sending someone after Corey's ship.
You must have finished him all right, Rackman. You hear that, pilot? He said he was acting on orders of Colonel Harris.
What about my ship out there on the port?
Well, let's send a few men to work on it. It'll look just as though it's in for repairs. Until Corey's ship blasts off, Rackman, you keep on. Got the velocity, Happy. There's the Gold Star Spaceport dome.
Commander, are you going to ask Brenner why Rackman would want to blast your ship to pieces?
First, I want to find out just who Rackman is. Jupiter City headquarters didn't have anything on him at all. Maybe a personal feud. Uh-oh.
What is it, sir?
Ship down there inside the atmosphere dome. It's a private cruiser, number S642.
Rackman's ship?
Yes.
Yeah, but if he wrecked Skranner's ship and thought he did away with Skranner, what's he doing here at Skranner's spaceport?
An interesting question, Happy. Let's find the answer. Come in. Well, gentlemen, the ship... And a clerk. Yes, Skranner. Why the surprise? Well, didn't you expect me to come back to my ship? Yes, except that you didn't identify yourself when you called in for landing procedure. Well, where's Rackman? Rack, the man who brought in that private cruiser out there near the east hangar? That ship was merely brought in for repairs, Commander. It seemed to be in good condition when it was blasting cosmic torpedoes at your ship. Don't understand. Look, Skranner, somebody blew your ship to pieces thinking you were in it. Someone named Rackman. Now his ship is here in your spaceport. How do you explain it? What is there to explain? Quit stalling, Skranner. Cadet Happy and I saw some men loading a cargo ship, hauling crates out of an underground storage vault. The crates look very much like the type in which Amplitron was packed. How about it?
I think it's about time someone took over who can handle things. Don't move, Corey.
I suppose you're Rackman.
That's right. Corey, move in and get the commander's weapon and the cadet. Go ahead. I got them covered.
Sure, Mr. Rackman.
I see I wasn't thorough enough when you were in Skranner's ship. But that's a mistake I can easily correct right now. Hurry up, Loring. Take the commander's ray gun.
Hand me your ray gun, Commander.
All right, Loring. Here it is. Get Skranner, Happy.
Yes, sir. You're a fool, Corey. You're 2 against 3.
Not now. That evens it up, Commander.
Watch Loring.
Hello, Loring.
All right, Skranner. Want some more?
Wait. Commander, please.
Had enough?
Yeah, you've got to revive Rackman. Hurry or we'll all be destroyed.
Oh, why?
He told me if he wasn't out of this atmosphere shell in half an hour, his men would blast a cosmic torpedo in us. We've only got 5 minutes.
Oh.
Bring him, too. Let him tell his men he's all right.
Come on, Skranner.
Commander, I mean it. The torpedo through this shell would destroy us all.
Forget it, Skranner. I don't think Rackman's men are worried about him right now. Look out there, above the dome.
Space?
President, I took the precaution of making a space phone call when I was inspecting Terra 5. You're safe, Skranner.
Yeah, Skranner. Where you're going, you'll be safe for a long, long time.
We'll return in just a moment with a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Gang, there's not much time.
What do you mean, Captain Tufel?
No, sirree, there's not much time.
Hey, Captain, not much time for what?
To get a projectoscope. This offer will soon end.
You had me scared. I already got my projectoscope.
Ah, lucky you, but say, gang, how about you? Have you sent for your projectoscope yet? You better send for it today.
It's a signal light, flashlight, and film projector, all in one.
And it's shaped like Buzz Corey's rocket ship. Bright blue and yellow plastic and a full 6 inches long.
What a signal light. Wait till you see how fast it blinks on and off. Golly.
What a flashlight. Wait till you see the swell beam of light it throws.
And what a film projector. Wait till you see the wonderful pictures it shows on the wall.
Gang, it comes with a strip of film containing Buzz, Corey, and Cadet Happy in 4 Space Patrol adventures. Mighty Meteor, Space Pirates, Men from Mars, and Robot Invasion. Slip the film in your projectoscope,
darken the room, push the radar antenna, and a picture flashes on the wall.
To show a whole adventure, you just slide the film from picture to picture.
But remember, the projectoscope offers soon end. So send in for your projectoscope today. Just buy a box of rice checks or wheat checks. Then with your name and address, send 35 cents in coin and a rice checks or wheat checks box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are in a surface car driving through the Venus Mountains toward the Space Patrol testing grounds. As they speed over the dangerous road, they're unaware that a container of sleeping gas hidden in the car is expelling a dangerous vapor.
Wow, I've seen these cliffs in the air, but I never realized how high they really are.
Oh. From this road, it's 1,000-foot drop to the bottom of the gorge.
Hey, Commander, you sure you don't want me to drive it?
If you get sleepy, it would tip us the goes off.
Hey, Commander.
Hmm?
Hey, Commander, look out. We're headed for the edge of the cliff. Hey, Commander, wake up. We're going over.
Be sure to be with us next week for the exciting adventure, The Immortal Brain, when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot roastin' again present Space Patrol! Special bulletin for boys and girls in Columbus, Ohio, Wilkes-Barre, and Scranton, Pennsylvania. Buzz Corey's own space battle cruiser, the Ralston Rocket, will be in your area next week. Don't miss it. The Ralston Rocket. Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Ken Mayer, Bela Kulbach, Norman Jolly, and David Duval. Dick Tufel speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot roastin' again present Space Patrol! And be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol program on your local ABC television station. Consult your local paper for time and channel. Space Patrol comes to you transcribed from Hollywood.
This is ABC Radio Network.